All right, folks, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to a Domination Late Night SFT. I'm going to be playing Chaos Dwarves, and we're going to be having a good old jolly time. We have about 3 minutes until the tournament starts, so a little bit early. It's certainly not a common thing around here, and let's take a look at what's going on. So here's the tourney for tonight. Brackets have yet to be developed, and here's all the players. So yeah, we had a pretty good, run of players. Speaking of, I need to actually sign up for the tournament because I almost didn't. That would have been unfortunate. I would have had to just cast, which is fun, but we had plenty of casting over the weekend. All right, so let's see who we got. Yeah, a lot of good players. I see some top leaderboard players for sure. Yeah, good numbers. That's great. All right, so we're going to play it 4 rounds of regulation. Maps are going to be what? Borderlo, Arachnarok, Itza, and Skjaldundir's Cave, Edge of the Darkwood, and the Changer's Madhouse. So we're going to be playing the Chaos Dwarves. Matchups we don't want to run into. I think the worst matchup in the game for Chaos Dwarves is probably regular Dwarves, honestly. They tend to just beat you pretty consistently. Yeah, you can see this season we actually haven't even had a Chaos Dwarf win against Dwarves out of 7 matches, which is pretty brutal. We have a lot of good Chaos Dwarf players, or a handful of them, I suppose. But that is the MO, and we're going to be getting started here soon. Yes, the Smoking Hot Wife is here. And yeah, it could be arranged for you, darling. All right, so let's go here and go to the tournament. We got 2 minutes left until it's go time. We need to change the banner, by the way. We need to be, yes, the Forge of the Chaos Dwarves. Evil, the fires of industry. Isengard in Warhammer will come for you. Yeah, we have some restrictions tonight just to spice things up. So we restricted the top 3 factions on the leaderboard, which is going to be Wood Elves, Kislev, and Beastmen. So Dwarves definitely just got by the hair on their beard, just barely, because they're the number 4 faction, and then Tomb Kings are number 5. And from there, it's pretty much, a bunch of factions are really close. But yeah, top 5 factions are Wood Elf, Kislev, Beastmen, Dwarves, Tomb Kings at the moment. I think Tomb Kings are doing very well now that people have discovered Khemrian War Sphinxes are really strong, and they're being very, very powerful at just running over troops and infantry and things like that. Also, we banned Dwarven Gyros with the Steam. They're just an awful unit to play against, and really unfair in my opinion. So we're just going to ban them for tonight, see how it goes. But yeah, Steam Gyrocopters are banned because they're really uninteractive. Like, you can't really counterplay them because they move and shoot and generate value. Some factions can shoot at them, but, half the factions in the game don't really have ways to shoot at them effectively, right? And in SFT, that feels kind of unfair. So we're going to be trying that out here today. It's only fair if all factions are banned. Yeah, we just sit here and hang out. Yeah, you tanked the Tomb Kings win rate. You're surprised to see them top 5. They're pretty good. Yeah, the Khemrian War Sphinx is the big breadwinner. Do Dwarves even have any bad matchups? Not really. Dwarves lose to Skaven. That is true. Skaven and Nurgle can give the Dwarves a bit of a problem. Slaanesh actually is also sleeper good against Dwarves in Dom mode. Land Battle and Conquest are a very different beast for sure. But, these stats that I'm looking at here on Total Tavern, let me switch across and look. Looks like we're about ready to start. But yeah, you can see Dwarves literally have no bad matchups. All these matchups for Dwarves are good or decent or playable. The only ones that are bad are a couple down here in the pits. Slaanesh, Nurgle. Tzeentch doesn't seem right, but it could be. And then Skaven have always been very good against Dwarves since the dawn of time. All right, so we are good to go. Let's get this tourney started. Make sure everybody's good in Discord and nobody has any questions. Looks like we are A-okay. And once again, want to thank you guys for joining. All right, let's have some fun. And here we go. Okay, going to the tournament. Let's fire this bad boy off and get started. Okay, where is it? Where's the button of doom? A couple people haven't checked in, but it's already a minute late. It is what it is. All right, so we're going to generate the brackets right now. So let's generate that bracket, and boom, there we go. And the tournament is in action. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. How'd you guys enjoy the faction war, by the way? I think Conquest mode is really good. I like it a lot. It's definitely a fun change of pace to mix up. Okay, so let's do this. And we will go to the announcements and let the goblins know. Go time. Tourney is live. 40 minutes. All right. So we're going to set up our lobby, get our opponent in there, and do it to it. Why Chaos Dwarves rarely use warriors and guards with great weapons? The shielded variant are pretty damn cost effective, in my limited experience. Are you talking about the elite version or just the warriors? Because you have AP from other sources. Although I think in some matchups, like against dwarves, you bring the great weapons for sure. All right, we're up. Go look, have fun. Got my opponent invited to the lobby here, and let's see what the map is going to be and what my opponent is going to be playing. So we are on Borderlow Landing. I think Borderlow Landing is kind of is definitely one of my favorite maps, if not my favorite, of all the domination maps we have. It's really nice. Come on, I was doing some part in tanking the Dowie. You got to put in work. You got to tank that dwarf win rate, so then the people can kind of sneak through tournament wins with them. It's perfect. All right, so don't know what my opponent's playing yet. We're not on the Empire. We're on the Chaos Dwarf, so the Foul Chowie. We're going to do the Chaos Dwarf Rebels color scheme because it looks cool. Do we actually have a Bretonnian player here? That would be kind of fun. I haven't played against Bretonnia in a while. Let me see what they're playing. Is it actually Bretonnia? I'm messaging them in Discord to see what's up. And we might actually legit be running into a Bretonnian player. Okay, that's fun. That's very fun. I would love to play the Bretonnian matchup. I think it's a good time. Yeah, the Kislev match. So I was under the impression for the faction war that the CA army limits actually do limit SEs, but they only limit rare single entities. So that was my fault to an extent. But what's good about that is, even though the Kislev player was able to use a ton of snow leopards and be very cheesy with them, I sent that to Creative Assembly. They saw it and they are interested in making changes to fix it. So at the end of the day, it's a win for everybody, right? We're improving the game experience for everybody through that tournament there. So that's great. All right, wow, actually a Bretonnian player. Okay, so let me go ahead and get my army blocker up, and we'll start building out an army here and have some fun. Yeah, it was awesome. Cool to see Arrow was an absolute Chad in that tournament. He for sure was the most exciting element for me. It was really, really fun to see. All right, so let's get a couple of these guys, a lot of armored boys. I always wonder about like magma cannons versus Death Shrieks in this matchup. I think against the Bretonnian cavalry, the magma cannons honestly do fine. Just in my anecdotal experience there. All right, so we got you guys. The Lord choice, it's either going to be Astrogoth or a Baeltor's character. The Baeltor's character is definitely menacing, but he is, 700 or 800 gold more expensive than Astro Chad? Yeah, that is something. All right, so for the Lore of Magic, fire is viable for clearing out peasants. Death is just always very steady, though. Fade Buna is really good against any of the Bretonnian, expensive knights. So I do feel as if that's often going to be the optimal way to play this. Bring forth the blocker. That's right, Gunhound. It has been brought forth. All right. So these guys are 34. They're 44. You pack a little bit of a better punch there. So let's get 2 of you guys. And yeah, I think we bring all the boys to the yard with this one here. The Infernal Guard Fireglaves, my absolute favorite. I love that unit. So we're gonna find any excuse we can to bring that bad boy out. And for the rest of this, let's see, it's 650. Let's get one more of these. Yeah, no skirmishers here in the opening. Squigs and pigs. 1 month down, 9 more until the little squig enters the world. Hey, congrats! I love it. Use the green skin emoji there. It's perfect. Yeah, Arrow was my MVP for the tournament. He was super fun to watch. I had an absolute blast seeing him in action. Okay, I need to focus and finish this build before things get a little bit too crazy. All right, let's call 2 of you guys in. Maybe 1 more of these. Max out on Wolf Riders, which is always pretty damn good. And for the reinforcing army, I think 1 of these is fine. And then we can get 1 of those, and then 2 of the Mighty Chorf Warriors. I think this build's reasonably safe. It's got tools to deal with most threats. It's certainly not going to be an easy one to deal with. Not having the skirmish cavalry does feel a little bit awkward in the opening build, but not the end of the world. So if we cut you for a regular Chorf Warrior, I guess we just slap these chevrons down on these guys now. Okay. So my opponent's ready. Good luck, have fun to them. Probably going to be King Lewin, right? Yeah, I guess we have the tools to fight King Lewin. The ground-based troopers were okay. Bretonnian ground infantry are not the worst thing in the world to try and get through, in my experience. That actually might not be a bad idea, to throw in 1 of these. Okay. Man, they're so expensive, though. They're very, very expensive. I think just throwing in 1 isn't bad. We could do that, and then that gives us enough room to do this. Okay. Cool. I like that build better. Good luck, have fun. Josh, thanks for becoming a channel member. Greatly appreciate it, bud. Welcome to the Dukes of Haggard. And Wookiee Claw has done his service as a screen blocker, and now we move on to the game. The Kadai Destroyer is awful. I'm actually gonna see if I can chat up some folks at CA to get it buffed. It should be as good as the Khemrian War Sphinx, but the War Sphinx is like what, 500 gold cheaper or something like that, and it's just way worse. Plus his Haggard overnight shift, I know. So those are always rough. A unique dragon or a war machine. It would be cool if like a Chaos Dwarf Overseer could ride like one of the trains. If you could, but that's not a thing in tabletop, right? The Chaos Dwarves in tabletop, they only have the Tauruses and then the Lamassu. I suspect maybe that was something that was pitched when the Chaos Dwarves were being worked on, but Games Workshop does, you know, adhere to some consistency, it seems, when in terms of what they allow Creative Assembly to do. But yeah, having a Chaos Dwarf Lord like Overseer being able to ride a train would be like the coolest thing ever. That'd be really, really rad. Cutthroats are okay as a niche unit. You don't want them as like your core. I think that Chowie Warriors do just fine. If you're talking Conquest, it's a little bit different. But in Dom mode, I think just Chorf Warriors are pretty cost effective after a couple reductions. Not like cost effective, but they're very playable these days. Yeah, they're very playable. Hey, Gunhound Man. For those about to rock. Dude, I love that song. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. One of those epic stadium rock songs. It's like, oh, what's that one by... I was listening to that, Gunhound, and then the song by Queen, The Show Must Go On. That song's so epic. 37 months. Damn. That's 3 years. 3 years ago was the dreaded Rona times. Oh, man. Felt like a lifetime ago, you know? You always play Bretonnia. Yeah, Bretonia's a good faction. They're very solid. High skill cap faction. It's kind of like playing Zerg in StarCraft. There's, you know, a handful of factions in this game that I would really correlate to like playing Protoss, where they're very mouth-breathing and powerful and easy to play. But when you really look at high skill cap factions, like Bretonia being one of them, you know, they kind of remind me of Zerg in a way. Not that they actually Zerg you and swarm you, but like the unit micro is very, very important on them. Compared to Protoss, where you could just like, you know, A-move and get a couple good shields off. You know, whatever, right? Yeah, that's just my opinion. Yeah, all right, let's get it. Hey, Bob, you as well. 37 months. Damn. So you and Melody became members in the same month. Damn. Tommy, thank you for the $2. Let's get this party started, man. I'm already planning out another dreaded faction war, so that's going to be very exciting. Oh, I see a little bit of lag here. Hopefully it won't be too bad. But our Chorf Warrior line is just going to set up shop here, and then we'll have some great weapons on the periphery. And I brought a single Hobgoblin Archer just to kind of poke in and keep my opponent honest, and it does apply fire damage, which is cute. We're going to send a couple of Haggard Laborers over to the side point to go grab that. We have our Deathcaster, a single Magma Cannon, just one. I didn't want to defend too much, and a Fire Glaive as well, because Fire Glaives are just so freaking cool. It's heresy to not bring one, in my opinion. All right. Well, in this matchup, at least. In other matchups, not so much. Thank you, guys. Hey, Argonaut, 23 months, man. Jeez, that's a long time. That's a long time. I'm closing in on the dirty 40. Just turned 36. I look forward to hanging out with you guys until we reach 40 and beyond, of course. I don't want to rush my opponent here. Let me see if there's any admin stuff. I don't think so. Nobody has pinged me, so we are good to go. Good luck. Have fun to my opponent. And let's get it. Let's get that job in game one. Oh, it's got to be a Raponce build. Okay, I like that. The Raponce build kind of catches me off guard a little bit, to be honest. Let's move you up here, and we're going to send one Chowie Warrior over here to kind of secure this point. From here, what do we call in? Probably a second Magma Cannon if my opponent's going to be going, yeah, Foot Squires, Raponce, Foot Character, Goon Squad. For sure, we want something that can punish that. But our Warrior line will hold well. Raponce is the big problem. So for me, I need to kill Felix. Taking out Felix is going to be the key for victory in this game. If he's able to, you know, feast and do well, then I'm potentially going to lose. So yeah, we're going to need to deal with that. Is my game sound on, by the way? Itachutu Astrogoth. So we have Uranus Thunderbolt, which is designed for sniping against this. Also, just gooning the caster out isn't a bad idea, right? I could just like start poking that caster. Looks like it's going to be going for the Magma Cannon, which we're just going to park right here. We do get a couple shots on the caster. So it's a Heaven's Caster, yeah, just with Uranus, which is designed to punish your Dreadquakes and different things like that. He's got a very slow character core here. I'm going to go see if I can get a freebie here real quick. You know, I'm just going to fly in and get a charge, and yeah, that could be big damage. So we do connect, and the Bale Taurus character misses, which is great. So now we're going to just run away. We're probably going to get bonked on the head by Raponce, but thankfully Raponce also missed, so that's a good thing for us. And the Magma Cannon is now going to get in range, start shooting at Battle Pilgrims. Probably shooting at Foot Squires is going to be more urgent here. And we'll duke some of those shots. On the side, we do see some Knights coming in, so they are, what, going to be Knights of the Realm? Knights Errant, actually. Okay. Let's call up the Fire Glaives to provide a little bit of support. We'll see if we can dive in here and get a little bit of a free charge. Magma Cannons are now in range, and I think calling in a Bull Centaur Render probably would be prudent. We'll have to see. Well, let's come back here, start Spirit Leashing Felix. We're going to start trying to wear him down because he's the big problem child here. Get these archers shooting in there, and the Bale Taurus man can do this. And we're just going to go for the Felix snipe. It's not going to be easy, but I think we can get him over time. And now the Chorf lines are in position here. We do see some funny business in the back. It's just mounted yeomen, so we should be able to call in Wolf Riders to deal with that. So let's juke about. Chorf Warriors will trade very well into these units, in my experience. That was a good hit right there. That was what we were looking for. That was the money one. All right, so let's go after Felix Jaeger. We need to take him down. We have Foot Squires coming in, so let's get the Fireglaves to start shooting them. Pull back, and call out a Bull Centaur Render, who's going to move up here. And now we need to shoot this guy. All right, so we've gotten on top of Felix. He's getting smashed up pretty good by our big character, which is exactly what we want. Fireglaves to shoot here. Let's screen out this way and pull back and kind of weasel our way out of here. And then we just continue Spirit Leeching. Let's dodge that Uranus Thunderbolt. Get these guys to go here. And then we just Spirit Leech Felix again. Where is he? There he is. All right, there's our good pal Felix Jaeger. All right. So hopefully we can wear him down here. We're going to charge into these guys on the flanks. And thank you for the donation. I will certainly get to it as soon as we can. Let's move you in there. And the Bull Centaur Renders are going to intercept. Shouldn't be a problem there. And the basic archers can just shoot into these guys. All right, so we've basically killed Felix already. He's very, very low. I think we shouldn't have too many issues with that. And on the side, the cavalry did kind of blunder there a little bit. So let's get you guys in. Go after these. Have these Dwarf Warriors get into the Foot Squires. Now we just pull back and go after Felix. So let's go ahead and keep shooting here. Get up in the sky, go after Felix where we can. My opponent does have the objective advantage, which is a little bit dodgy, but we should be able to swarm around the flank right now and deal with that. Archers help out there. Now we just kill Felix. Obviously, your Ponce is going to be winning any of those fights in the middle, right? It's going to be a little bit scary, but nothing we can't handle. So let's start shooting at the Peasant Archers, wear those guys down, and even we could probably press into the Bretonnian lines a little bit because we got the Bull Centaurs here. They're going to be very good. Oh, those are Grail Knights. Okay, shit, we got to be careful about that. We don't want any piece of that. So let's go ahead and just Spirit Leech Felix to get the kill, so then we can use our characters elsewhere. Hobgoblins have dealt with the Yeoman Archers, and Felix is shattered now, so now we can go focus on the big threats here, right? So we send in the Chorf Warriors first. Here we can use those guys to run down Knights Errant. Let's pull you guys down and around, and I wish we had a Buna for those Grail Knights, but we don't. So we're going to switch the Magma Cannon onto them, and here we are able to win these fights. So let's sweep into the backfield of my opponent. And you guys are going to get in here. And where the hell are my Fireglaves at? Okay, they actually got compromised in melee a little bit, so that feels a little bit bad. But we need to get the Fireglaves online to start shooting there, right? So we keep these Chorf Warriors here. Taking out Rapunce is going to be a little bit of a tall order. It's certainly not going to be easy. Let's move into the Archer line here. And you guys move up there. Great. So I think just winning the fight against the Grail Knights is going to be pretty nice. Although we can just move in here, collapse on these guys maybe. Not a terrible one. And the Fireglaves are going to set up shop here, and he's hiding in the bushes, so we're just going to shoot at this blob here. And now we can go after Rapunce a little bit. The character should beat down Rapunce pretty well in combat. So we do get those guys in combat. I'm going to save up for another Bull Centaur Render. Actually, a Blunderbuss wouldn't be terrible. That'll really, really keep some of those units honest, yeah. So let's get here. Let's get these Chorf Warriors going here. Let's get these Wolf Riders swarming that way. You guys engage against the blob, and these archers can start shooting into the blob as well. We can get a basic Dwarf Warrior coming up to help out, because we are down to the objectives for sure. But here comes the Grail Knights. All right, the Grail Knights switch the Magma Cannon, get the Fireglaves to start shooting them too. And yeah, so that's a lot of demolish that we're going to be getting there. I think we're slowly starting to take over the game. We're ahead on value. We've already killed, some good units in my opponent's army. We're going to get the Lord up there. And yeah, now we have our reinforcements coming in. The Fireglaves should be lining up here in a second to start shooting. And I don't know, this fight's a little dodgy, but we do have the Bull Centaur Renders, which is great. I'm hoping my opponent will cast some spells. I'm going to save up for a Buna here. Yeah, the Fireglaves are shooting in. That's really bad for my opponent here. It's definitely not good. All right, let's get you. Come in, clean these guys up, dodge that. So we just dodge this. Perfect. And keep these Grail Knights. I don't think we can afford to wait for a Buna, so I'm just going to Spirit Leech them. The rest of the fighting is going okay. I'm pulling pretty far ahead in value. I think it's going to be one of those games where your opponent just kind of breaks in the fourth quarter. Let's get you guys to go up and start moving and pressing. And the Grail Knights are pretty much dispatched. You can see they're very beat up, and the Knights Errant are also dispatched. And the Fireglaves can move up now, provide a little bit of supporting fire. And the Bull Centaur Renders, we don't want them on Rapunce. That's very haggard, and you guys just shoot there. All right. So now we can start planning for objective number 3, right? So what we do is we get some summons, we call them in. It's kind of like investing in, a long-term investment, right? So, he's about to get Blunderbuss really, really hard here. All right, so the Blunderbusses are going to melt these guys. Oh, dear God in heaven. Oh, one can only get so erect. All right, that's basically the power fantasy of playing Chaos Dwarves right there, is being able to do that, right? Spirit Leech Rapunce, keep wearing her down. Capture weight's starting to look good for us. We got the Chowie Warriors moving in. A couple Hobo Goblins are causing some havoc there, and you guys just fight these Men-at-Arms. Rapunce, yeah, we can definitely win that pretty consistently, although we might be able to just last Samurai Rapunce. So we charge in, right? We do a little bit of damage, and then we pull back and across this way. We get this Chowie Sorcerer Prophet out of here. No pressure on my back objective is good. Magma cannon shots, we could just switch on to these. And if we can like blunderbuss her Ponce, that would just be prime time, right? Would definitely be faster, but she's chasing. She's not making it easy. The blunderbusses aren't quite able to line up against her, so that's too bad. But move up on the objective, start shooting the Grail Relique, and yeah, we just kind of hunt her with this character here. Move up, get the blunderbusses heading up, call in more Dwarf Warriors to just get up on the point. And our Haggard infiltrators will be back there eventually. And we can also call in a Wolf Rider, and he can go around the side and help capture that back objective. So we're going to triple cap our opponent here pretty soon. Archers are basically toast, but that's okay. And Rapunzel should be getting smacked up. She's a good duelist on, you know, in terms of like ground characters, but fighting a monster's character here is going to be incredibly difficult for her. All right, so let's move up. Those are the Holy Wardens. So let's park you on the back here. Get these Bull Centaurs ready to fight these Knights here. Rapunzel is dead, so my opponent's leadership is going to be very, very tough right now. Magma cannon shots shooting in, getting good value. Let's just shoot at these men-at-arms over here. And the capture weight does belong to us here. All right, so let's go there. Bull Centaur Renders can go help out against the defenders of Fleur de Lis. Let's try and get some blunderbuss shots here. You guys park in the back objective. And now let's call in one more mobility piece. Get them over there. And we should be able to easily take that back point. Pretty damn well, I think. All right, so let's get this. Fireglaves are taking out the Relique. And it looks like my opponent is going to be using Uranians. We might be able to dodge it. I think I did. So that's a really good trick for killing Chaos Dwarf artillery. But if they're paying attention, then it's pretty doable to dodge it. All right, the Bretonnian army is pretty much in shambles here. Let's set up our guns, get you around to engage here, get you guys going here. We have our double hobo riders in the back, so let's get our infiltrators up there, you guys up there, and it's nowhere near a triple cap situation for me, so I can pretty comfortably just win on 2, but there's not really any reason why. I'm going to pay the premium just to get this guy out sooner and have him chase down those defenders of Fleur de Lis. But yeah, the back objective is going to be ours. We see Knights of the Lionhearted coming in. A good unit, mind you, but Fireglaves and Magma Cannons and various other things like that are definitely going to give them some trouble as we do some housekeeping here. All right, Spirit Leech you. Is that going to happen? We do see the objective. It's mainly held by a couple Haggard peasants. We're going to run down these men-at-arms, maybe get this character here, and move up the Fireglaves to dodge that Uranus Thunderbolt. We've dodged most of them this game. We haven't been caught too much, I don't think. Let's get you up on the point. Blunderbusses will shoot when they can. Back here, our infiltrators have gotten the job done, so let's just set the cap weight there and get the full cap. I need the game sound up. This is a little bit weird playing with this like low game volume. GG, well played. That was a good old Chaos Dwarf duel of fates. Yeah, Rapunzel had a bad time against the Bale Taurus character. There wasn't much to deal with him, to be honest. Like the army, that was one of the glaring weaknesses I think was dealing with my big men. There was nothing here that could really threaten him. The archers do a little bit of damage, but he was able to just feast. Magma only 750, but still useful for clearing out peasants. 1100 on Fireglaves. Happy to see them doing well. Good value on these Hobgoblin archers too. I like that. Bull Centaurs performed, the Blunderbusses performed, and overall a good team performance. This is a bit of a play style from Bretonnia, is using the Rapunzel kind of character blob. I've seen it used in tournaments in my Bretonnian playthrough. The last tournament I used it as well, and yeah, it's good. Just probably a little bit dodgy in that matchup, I would say. Let me say GG to my opponent. GG, well played. All right. Now let's see where I'm being pinged. Am I already being pinged for admin stuff this early on in the tournament? I don't think so. I think, no, somebody linked the stream. Gunhound, thank you, man. I'm terrible. I didn't even tell people I was streaming. Okay. So let's report that. 1-0. Chaos Dwarves. We have to bring that Chowie win rate up. They're for sure my favorite probably faction to play in tabletop right now. I love playing my Chaos Dwarves. The artillery, the guns, the armor, the dwarf aesthetic. It's like they have so much stuff that's just so cool. All right. So as far as the round goes, we are making some progress. A couple people, Hadri's won his first game. That's a terrible matchup for Chorfs. If I have to play Hadri's, that's not good. Not only is Hadri's an extremely good player, we always have really good duels, but on Skaven counter Chorfs like pretty well, I would say. Let me see what that matchup actually looks like these days. Yeah, it's not good. 25% win rate for Chorfs at the moment. That ain't great. That ain't great. I forgot to bring more spells to my caster too. She just had Thunderbolt. Oh, that was you, William. GG. You played very well for somebody who doesn't play competitively. Seriously, you played very well for somebody who doesn't, like you said, play competitively terribly often. I think you'll win several more games in this tournament if you just keep trying. Don't give up, man. So Bretonnia against Chaos Dwarves. This is the direction I would probably go. So let me just give you my 2 cents here. So I would probably go double. Yeah, obviously, just like a chaff front line. I like that. I like this. I'm actually an enjoyer of men-at-arms with polearms here. I find that they're like pretty cost-effective in the AP department. And the foot squires are expensive and they tend to get nuked. So I just like to go cheap but still get some AP out of it. I'm probably a Fey Enchantress double Paladin enjoyer here. So Blessing of the Lady, you cut these abilities. You keep Guardian on one of them. And then you get Henri Le Massif as well. So you can get him up on... you can get him on his bird. But he is a little bit vulnerable to the Death Shriekers. But even still, you can still... This like flying Air Force can hunt the Chaos Dwarf artillery, right? And then Fey Enchantress is just elusive and the healing is always nice. So yeah, you would go Chalice of Potions, Miss of the Lady you keep, Favor of the Fae, you could probably cut that. So something like this wouldn't be a bad starting army. I'm giving handicap tonight. I have a nice glass of cognac. Okay, that's good. So if I face Hadries, at least we know he's had too much Skaven brew, and we'll have a chance. Yeah, he's scary on his Skaven. So from there, something like this. Yeah, I like this. Deathstreak rocket launchers are a little bit scary, but with good micro, you can juke them and also heal through the DPS on these characters to an extent. And if the Chaos Dwarves ever leave their artillery undefended, you just fly back there with the Paladin and start attacking it, right? So it forces them to allocate defensive tools. The only issue is, yeah, those Fireglaves are a little bit problematic, right? They're definitely tricky. I would probably call in Foot Squires like as a secondary choice, like a couple of those. Knights of the Realm aren't bad. Yeah, this is a tricky matchup. I don't think it's like bad for Bretonnia. I just don't know how it's played, so it's a little bit perplexing for me. I probably wouldn't bring in a Grail Knight. I feel like they're too expensive. I would just go more cheap Knight spam and try and like overwhelm. Yeah, get Knights of the Realm, you know, Knights Errant, Defenders of Fleur-de-Lis, all that kind of cheap stuff. Okay, that doesn't look bad to me. Hey, I remember watching your tournaments in the hospital waiting for my daughter to be born. Damn, congratulations. That's crazy. Yeah, it's been 2 years since then, huh? Timothy, man, we're going to keep them going for you. Don't worry. The good times are going to continue rolling. And all the best to you and your family, brother. That's great to hear. I love it. So polearms will give you dual utility against like Bull Centaur renders too, because they're good enough to fight against a Chorf Warrior with Fey Enchantress support. And on top of that, they also can fight the big targets. You know what I don't hate here is like one Royal Pegasus Knight as an elite unit, because they can dive the artillery in the backfield and be very maneuverable and maybe get some you know, good engagements. I'm not sure. It's a bit of a tinfoil hat experiment. Aside from this, what else do we want to call in? Probably don't bother with archers. I think that you have enough there. Henri is like a massive fighter, right? So you're getting a monstrous fighter character who has anti-large. He can totally fight a Baletor's character. The Baletor's will win 1v1, but he costs 1,000 gold more, so it's not like it's bad for you, you know? Probably one more, you know, Knight Errant, maybe a couple peasant mobs or something. I think this is going to be good. Yeah, I don't know, something like this. Shawi diving tools are expensive, so jumping... Yeah, Hadri's talking about the matchup. It's hard, and yeah, the Skaven can win the artillery duel against you with Warp Lightning cannons, so your magmas are kind of like... You can try and make it work, but it's dodgy. You know, you can lose that for sure. So it's a bit of a gamble, and because they have 450 range, you have 420, so they're going to get like 3 or 4 shots on your magmas before you can close the distance. On top of that, it's without magma cannons, it can be problematic for Chorfs to clear out like mass amounts of clan rats. You can use the trains, but the trains are very vulnerable to being shot by Skaven, whether it's Rattling Gunners, Giselles, whatever, right? There's a lot there. But that looks pretty good to me. What would make mortars meta? Are we talking about Dreadquake mortars, Hosen, or something else? Let me know. Give me a more specific mortar and I can tell you. All right, let me check the tournament now that we've done our post-game breakdown and see how we're looking. Refreshing the brackets. All right, so we still have a handful of games. I guess our match was pretty fast. We started at 7:30, so we are 25 minutes in. Players technically have 15 minutes to go. I see some sweaty matches still going. And yeah, we got good players in here tonight. We got House God of War playing. We got Hadries. A lot of top leaderboard players. Alexander, the dwarf player, he's playing dwarves, and he's also the number 3 or 4 player on leaderboard right now. So we have a bunch of top 16 players playing right now, which is great. All right, let's hang out and chat with you guys for the next couple minutes. All right. Soon she'll join us in the tournament to become a menace to the Turin Society. I love it. Just finished the Conquest Faction War. I've never not been salty about the Kiss of Slanesh match, but that was seriously the most entertaining thing along well. Yeah. Yeah, Kislev is just obnoxious in every game mode, dude. You know? Like, they're so annoying to play against. Dreadquake Mortars. Okay. So for Dreadquake mortars to be good, you would need to probably reduce their cost by like, make it cost the same as Queen Bess, all right? So you look at Queen Bess on the Vampire Coast. Where the hell is Vampire Coast? Here they are. Queen Bess only costs 1,600, and it's pretty similar in function, right? So you give it a cost reduction, maybe like, I don't know, like a couple of hundred. Like it's basically the exact same thing as Queen Bess, but you just pay more for it. I suppose maybe it's more durable than Queen Bess because it is manned by dwarves and has some armor, but yeah, even still, probably cost reduction, let's say like 300 gold. And then on top of that, you need to make it so it's a little more accurate. Like it has a little bit more tracing missiles because where it goes, it shoots like where they were. And if anybody moves at all, it's extremely easy to dodge. So in competitive play, people can dodge the Dreadquake super easily. The problem is, though, if you make it too good, it could become extremely oppressive because it can just one-shot infantry units. So if it were too accurate, it's a bit of a conundrum, right? But at the very least, if you gave it like a 300 gold cost reduction, I think maybe you would see it getting played a little bit more. Yeah, Buy Our Blood is awful. They should really just cut that mechanic in half. Like right now, if we look at Kislev, I'm actually going to make a video on this. You guys have inspired me. So yeah, Buy Our Blood should just straight up be like 15 seconds or 10 seconds. 10 seconds is still good. 25 seconds is so obnoxiously long. Like it's so obnoxiously long. Kislev needs a big slap on the wrist. They're just stupid. And like I want to play them. I love their aesthetic, I love the muscle Slavs. It's so cool. But yeah, it's a shame because they're just so OP that everybody hates them. And it's not fun to play either because you're just basically cheating. Hey, Mickey, hey, Turin, I've been thinking about it for a while, and I have extra 30 unassembled Forge World Infernal Guard. Oh my god. Hit me up in Discord. We'll chat. Yeah, I would definitely be interested. I have the Fireglaive variant already, but yeah, you have 30 of those? Damn, yeah, that's a legit one. So hit me up in Discord. I would definitely be interested in chatting with you about that. If we have any mods that could drop a link to Discord, that'd be greatly appreciated. If you don't, I can take care of it. I see Frost here chilling. And then we got Tommy. Thank you for the tenor, man. He says, hey, huge fan. Have an important question. I'm moving from Illinois to Odessa, Ukraine in a month, but I'm taking my Pomeranian. How do you transport your dogs to Poland? Oh, that's a great question. So here's the thing. When we visit Poland, I never stay for more than like 2 or 3 weeks. So thankfully I have family here in California and they watch our dogs for us. So unfortunately I have no good feedback there for you. Stay safe, man. And yeah, it's always hard, man. Taking dogs like cross Atlantic is tough. I've seen people in the actual cabin with small dogs in like a little carry bag. I've seen that before. I don't know what the protocol is. Every country is different when it comes to like quarantining animals and different things like that. But that's tricky. All right. Hopefully you can find an easy solution because we've never done that before. We just leave our dread Chihuahua to hang out with my mom. So, yeah. Nerf Buy Our Blood to 15 seconds, give +5 leadership. You don't even need to buff their leadership. Kislev leadership is already super good. Like, Zargard are at 75. Warriors are at 60, which I guess is on the lower end. They could probably be buffed up. If you buff their leadership up to like 65 and these guys up to 70, I wouldn't hate that. But yeah, they have good base leadership, right? Like, if you look at an Armored Kossar, he's 65 leadership. You look at an Empire State Trooper, so the average human, he's 60. So, it's a little bit more still. Yeah, it's a little bit more. Buy Our Blood should be passive on all elites for Kislev, and then Patriarch should be able to go and view it. Yeah, it's definitely a busted mechanic. Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea about like traveling with pets. We've done road trips with our Dread Beast. We've taken her around. She hates traveling. She gets like really stressed out. So we usually, just leave the beast at home. Yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and refresh this. Couple games still going. Housecat's game is still partying. Yeah, so let's look at the tournament, see how we're looking. And, all right. We have a couple winners. Myself, Shaper of Fate, Hadries, E-Tanker, Fist here, Blooming, Wolfzone has won their first game. All right, so we got some mighty champions ready to go. Solanius, Sabris, and Alexander. I'm not surprised this game is taking long. That is oh my god. We have a dwarf mirror match down here. Sabris, I believe, is a very good dwarf player from Land Battle in Conquest mode. And Alexander is very good at dwarves and Dom, so that's going to be an interesting duel of fates. We literally have like a miserable dwarf mirror match down here, these two players, which is pretty fun. All right, so let's see. Next round map is going to be what? Arachnok Lair. So that's an opportunity depending on which matchup I get, to use things like Kadai. Kadai are really good on that map, actually, and they've been sleeper strong, Kadai units, I think. Yeah. I think Ice Guard units could use a rework. Yeah, they're a little bit underwhelming, but like I think they just feel that way because of how OP everything else is on Kislev. Like Ice Guard objectively aren't like a terrible unit, you know? I don't know what else they could do for them. I like Ice Guard. Just everything else is so much more busted. You know, you want to just take like the cheap Kossars, right? A Dowie, Mirror, and Dom, if they tied, that would be so funny. Chris says, so completed my Bretonnian Tomb King's army and ready for the tabletop old world. Any recommendations for your next faction? All right, so I play Empire. I play Warriors of Chaos. Warriors of Chaos are extremely easy to collect because all their models are in Age of Sigmar, basically. And they're really powerful and really strong. So they're a fun one to play because you can mark your Chaos army with like any of the Chaos gods. So if you want to play like a Nurgle style, you basically are getting like, you know, 4 armies for the price of 1. You could play Slanesh, Nurgle, Khorne, whatever, and it changes the way that army plays. I always recommend Chaos, and they're super easy to play, and they're also probably the strongest faction of the game along with Vampire Counts. Vampire Counts are strong in Old World because they're cheesy. Like haggardly cheesy. They have like a mechanic, a scream mechanic that's like really broken. I don't know if GW will do anything about it since they're a legacy faction, but I hope they do since pretty much every tournament allows legacy, which is good. This is my first stream in a year. Very happy to join. Hey, welcome. Yeah, we're just hanging out, having a good time, coming off the hype of the faction war. How's it going, Okoye? Welcome. Yeah, I know. Let's see. Would I rather play a Nurgle mirror or a Dwarf mirror? Probably Nurgle, honestly. Dwarf mirrors are just so boring. Like, dwarves are already a boring faction to play. That's why I love Chaos Dwarves, because they're cool like dwarves, but they actually have fun units. Like, the Dwarven meta in both Land Battle and Dom is so horrifically boring. It's just spamming miners, cheap archers, you know, 1 or 2, you know, the Long Dong Slayer Pirates, and maybe some artillery, and like the cheap Dwarven characters. It's just so boring. There's almost no variance in their playstyle. You can play other ways, and it still is effective, but yeah, they're just kind of, yeah, not super fun. Yeah, Chaos is great, Chris. You can get a lot of good stuff. Like dwarves don't feel fun to play against or as, and their gyrocopters are like the cool units on their roster, like the Thunderbards and the gyrocopters, are just busted, you know? Yeah, Tomb Kings are really good in Old World. They're a solid faction. Thought this was going to be a Stormgate stream. You know, Stormgate hasn't captured my fancy yet. It hasn't tickled my pickle. Sorry for the longer round, by the way. We finished our game really quickly, so we have House Cat versus Space Pope. Just 1 game left to go, and then we will jump into the next round. Go to message House Cat. Let me know when done. But I'm already planning another faction war for early August, actually, so it'll probably be the 2nd week of August. I'm thinking the dates I'm looking at right now would maybe be the 17th is probably what it's going to be. The next faction war. So we're going to get back to doing that format every month. The reason why I hadn't been doing it as much is because as much as I do enjoy Land Battle, but I also, when it comes to a format like that, I think Conquest mode is perfect. You know, Fruit Rules does an amazing job of doing like attacking rules for Land Battle, but I prefer to just have like a confined win condition. So Conquest mode was like a very happy middle ground for me. We're going to change some things. I'm thinking of maybe doing slightly more victory tickets, like 600 this time. And we're going to add rules regarding single entities, but aside from that, it'll be pretty similar. Some of the Fruit Rules lads have been helping me, so shout out to those boys. All right. Where can I find the rules for Old World? I don't know where you would find them online. There's obviously the main rulebook and whatnot, but just finished. Opponent should be reporting it now. Okay, so let's refresh and do it. Yeah, Dark Elves are a weird one in tabletop. I have not played... Oh, I actually have played 1 game against Dark Elves. They have a good dragon character, which makes them viable. But really, yeah, I haven't played against them too much, so it's a tricksy one. All right, refresh this. We're going to advance to the next round. It's go time. So let's have some fun, and welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Advancing the Swiss to the next round. Empire? Yeah, I love the Empire, too. I'll probably play Empire next time. Empire and Chaos Dwarves are my 2 mains, so... All right, so let's let the goblins know it is go time, and here we go. Where is the tournament chat? God, I'm such a potato. Come on, you do it. Goblins. Round 2 is live. All right, so here we are in round 2. Sorry, Mr. Moo, as cool of a person as you are, I have a different opponent. And it is going to be Blooming something. Okay, I don't know who this is. I think it's this person. Hey, we're up. I think this is my opponent. Yep. Very cool. So let's see what they're doing, and we will wait for our opponent. And the next map is going to be the Ragnarok Lair. So here we are. So Dark Elves. By the way, if you guys are interested in Warhammer the Old World, and just kind of like looking through the units and just kind of seeing what's out there, this is the best website. Let me show you real quick while we wait for my opponent to join. So this website is called old-world-builder. And you can see all my lists that I'm working on right now. So when I have a list that does well in a tournament, I keep it, and then I put like, so I won 2 tournaments with Empire and with Tomb Kings. I got 3rd place with Warriors of Chaos, and Chaos Dwarves I have yet to play. So I'm going to try them. This is the list I'm working on right now. But you can look at anyone. So you're like, hey, I want to look at vampire counts, 2,000 points, which is what is standard. And then you can go and look through every unit. It has every ability. It has all like the items. This website is freaking awesome. So yeah, again, that's what I would recommend here. So Dark Elves. Okay, this will be fun. I'm not sure about this matchup on the Ragnarok Lair. Dark Elves do have pretty cost-effective AP. So I'm going to have to deal with some skirmishers and some mobility, I would imagine. But here we go. Hey, Puling, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. We got that Warcraft 3 going for you yesterday. That was a fun one. All right, Wookiee Claw, let's come and block this out. All right, so against the Dark Elves, let's see here. I think we need a couple of these. I'm going to try a very different style of play against Dark Elves here and see how it works out. Yeah, you never know. Could be all right. Okay, Astro Chad is good, but the Bellator's character is an absolute menace. But so is Astro Chad. He's very scary. Okay, let's try a couple of these. And as far as artillery goes, I think 1 Deathreaker might be prudent, because on this map you can actually hide them behind the terrain, and it can be pretty effective at keeping big dragons and other things like that honest. All right, so we'll keep this. We'll cut that and cut this and cut that. So now I just need to find a little bit more money here in this build. All right. Blade Master next time? I'll do a Blade Master. Yes, just for you. We will do the Blade Master. All right, so here we are. 2, 3. So we got enough of these. I think 2 of those guys are going to be fine. My build's a little bit different than last game. That's for sure. Yeah, so we got all the reinforcements that we're going to possibly need. Blunderbusses against Dork Elves are okay. Fireglaves are kind of a respectable call-in in this matchup. As far as infantry goes, like anti-infantry capabilities, I think we do need some anti-large via maybe like 1 Bull Centaur render unit. Trains against the Dark Elves are okay, but they're very vulnerable to being focus fired, so you got to watch out for that. Oh, yeah, Christian, absolutely. Let it in Sparty screams in despair. That's pretty good, feeling. That's really good. Oh, man, so speaking of, you know, a game I've been playing and just absolutely binging out is Dungeonborn. So me, Professor Pone, and one of my buddies from high school were playing Dungeonborn last night. We were doing PvP. We were doing three teams of 3. And I know the game's a little bit janky. I haven't tried Darker and Darker yet. I'd be curious to see what you guys think of which one's better. But yeah, it was a blast. I was having such a good time. Okay, I think 3 of those is probably adequate. Do we need any anti-infantry tools here? I mean, I feel like we have enough to deal with a big scary, potentially. Fireglaves against Dork Elves do feel pretty good, actually. Maybe I'll call it a couple of those, but I don't know, multiple stuff. But yeah, Dungeonborn, it's a lot of fun. I haven't played Darkest Dungeon or Dark and Darker, whatever it's called. D&D is a much slower paced game. Dungeonborn seems better in every way. Yeah, they're both good. I've heard people like on both sides being free. You know what I like about Dungeonborn is it's free and you get to play as many characters as you want for free. Whereas in Dark and Darker, I think you have to pay to like unlock more than 1 character. So that's something. All right, let's get one of these. And as far as reinforcements go, do we have enough infantry killing power here? I feel like maybe cut 2 of those, get this, and then we can find a way here to get you. 1600, eh? 1600, you say. 400 and get a hobgoblin and call it a day. All right, we're ready. Good luck, have fun to my opponent. Let's frickin' party, dude. It's go time. Dark and Darker has become my second played game right now. Yeah, it's really good, Harrison. I think if Dark and Darker added maybe 10% speed and everything, it'd feel more smooth, you're saying, Frost? Dark and Darker feels like D&D combat in real time. Yeah, so Dungeonborn feels very fast-paced and like hectic. I play a rogue too, which is apparently one of the worst PvP classes. There are times I just get wrecked horribly. The only time I can win with rogue really is like in team fights. They're good because you can like sneak up on people who are focused elsewhere and get backstabs and kill them very quickly. But otherwise, like the mages, like the Cryomancer seems so strong in that one. Dungeonborn feels way smoother. Maybe we'll do a Dungeonborn stream one of these nights. That'd be fun. Get the crew together. Frost, would you want to play? You and Puling want to join? Get a party together. We could have some fun. Let me know, man. All right, so here we go. So as far as the build goes, we got great weapons because Blackheart Corsairs are a thing, and aside from that, they're going to trade pretty well. So I'm wondering about pushing all sides, like putting a little bit of pressure on all the objectives. I don't know how that's going to work out. So you guys can be in group 5 over here, and then the rest of the Chowie, we'll get you and you to go to the low ground here, like so. So it'll be 6. We'll get a Death Shrieker, which needs to be back here. We have the Skirmishers, who are going to go grab the objectives initially, Astro Chad. And then we have a little bit of pressure here with just some basic warriors. And I actually have been these guys have been growing on me. The Hobgoblin Archers, I find that they typically get pretty good value. Oh no, they should be in group 3, sorry. And group 3, all right. It's the 3 and then 4. All right. Hash it, give Kane the swirlies, yeah. So I actually knew someone in high school who did get a swirly. It's an unfortunate form of hazing where you get dipped in a toilet and then they flush it. But I did know someone who experienced a swirly because when I was in high school in 2002 and 3, those were my first years of high school. You know, that kind of bullying still wasn't uncommon in sports teams and things like that. Like when I came in as a freshman, the seniors and the upperclassmen really did haze the, my class. That it didn't really happen when my class aged up. I feel like there was like a generational difference there a little bit, but I did know a guy who got swirly. They picked him up by his feet and dunked him in a toilet. Pretty sad shit. Well, I guess that pun, yeah, I guess the pun was unfortunate there, but yeah, it is what it is. All right, game sound. Yeah, I need to unbind that hockey, by the way. No, it wasn't me. No. All right. So let's get it going, and here we are. It is go time. Let's move up, get the objective, and get you guys to move up here and grab this one, and you guys to go up and grab this one. And Astro Chad, now okay, it's great. Malekith is here, so that's easy for us. We just shoot him with the cannon the entire time, and it just gets value for us. It's going to force out Soul Stealers earlier than expected. You know, there's a lot of good stuff. Fireglaive is going to be our first call-in, actually. My opponent's army is pretty elite, you know, not elite, but Malekith is very, very expensive. All right, so we're going to go Harry Malekith a little bit, do some poking, and try and take the middle objective. Astro Chad can fight Malekith. He can. He's not helpless there. All right. Astrogoth Zulahu. He's so awesome. All right. The Chaos Dwarves are just so cool, man. They're so freaking cool. Just these the whole, what I really like about the Chaos Dwarf aesthetic is not only the looks, but like the lore of them. Like they were completely like abandoned and forsaken, right? In these like horrific circumstances, and where most people would have just like, you know, a lot of dwarves, you know, may have just like been like, oh, tradition, you know, if we go with tradition, we're gonna die, right? And they just go with tradition and die. But like Chaos Dwarves are like, they just like adapt to the hardship, and I just find that like so heavy metal and cool. So we do get a Manticore coming in. Fireglaives are coming up. Let's get Astro Chad in here, and Astro Chad can just cast a Flamestorm over there, see if my opponent's watching. And now we have arrived at the front line, so let's get you in, and let's get these archers and archers to have them start shooting there. That Flamestorm was very good, and we can just get these skirmishers to watch. So far we're getting some good value, and that Manticore is going to be a bit of a problem. Let's get back in the trees, and we're going to need to get something to deal with this Manticore. So we're going to try and get him there. Black Hammer of Hashit can be activated, and the archers can start pulling back a little bit. Let's get you shooting at Malekith here, and you guys retreat. Let's pull back. And Fireglaives are ripping some very cost-effective shots right there. So yeah, Astro Chad is doing good. Unfortunately, though, those guys are putting a little bit of hurt on us. So we're going to turn right there and shoot. We have our melee. Let's get them in there. And we're going to need to get some hobos to deal with this. We'll bring you into screen a little bit. Archer shots are going well. I need to get those archers like in range. Let's just like take these guys out real quick. And these fire glaives can shoot there. How are we looking on this side? We do have the repeater crossbow cavalry, so we need to get some mobility and have them go over there to hunt this down, and the other one can come over here to hunt these guys down. All right, so let's get the fire glaives back here, and you guys can move up and just pull back and help out there. Hopefully the fire glaives can kill that manticore quick enough. I'm really hoping that they do, because if we lose that Deathstreaker, we could actually be in some serious trouble. All right, so let's move up, start focus firing the shades. Let's move down here and start focus firing the shades as well. Astrogoth Zulahu. All right, do we have any more call-ins? We don't, but we have the Wolf Riders here. We're probably going to be able to salvage this situation. Let's get you in there, and you guys to start shooting here, and you archers can shoot there, and one of you needs to fan out this way. All right, so Astrogoth is Zulahuing all over these guys right now. We do have another, we need to wait and see. Oh, this is such a juicy spot. We need to get the Dark Shards out. They're a big problem. Shades are getting wrecked pretty bad, and it looks like the Manticore is going to be shut down here. We have the Fire Glaives providing supporting fire, and yeah, Shades are getting the business. The Flamestorm here is cooking quite well, actually. So what do we got on this side? We have a couple warriors. Let's do some unsummoning for you. Side objective, we can start moving in with some blunderbusses. They're pretty damn nasty. And here, let's clear these guys out. Manticore can keep getting shot, and Astrogoth has broken that position pretty well. I have no idea where the Shades went. Or is that the Shades right there? I don't think so. Yeah, sorry. There they are. All right, let's keep creeping after the Shades. Get you guys over this way, and backfield looks pretty secure. So let's go back to the missile, continue working on Malekith. Although we could just ignore Malekith. That's also a very viable option. But we have arrived. Let's shoot these guys, and our archers are getting in range to shoot this archer here. Let's maybe go spray fire mode and put a little bit of hurt down on these guys. So we're going to shoot there. We're going to pull back, and now we are back in business. All right, blunderbuss. Let's take these guys down, get the fire glaive to move. Shoot you guys, retreat here. Astro Chad is doing it. We need to reinforce the middle, though. It's a little bit dodgy, to be honest. We are up on value, but, you know, objectives, although I guess we're ahead on objectives as well, so it's not that scary. Let's get back here, have those guys hunt here, pull these guys back, you guys crossfire, Astro Chad just kind of keep bashing. Let's get some basic laborers coming up here. Fire glaives can turn this way. And yeah, these Shades should get wrecked. You can see the Ravens Heralds there having a relatively bad time. Our archers do get up on the point, but they're going to get karate chopped here. Let's go see if we can grab this. Fire glaives do last samurai those guys. Astro Chad does have enough for one more flamestorm, so that's going to just destroy that blob, which should maybe even save the objective for us. Yeah, those guys are routed. Let's start putting hurt on Malekith, and the blunderbusses are shooting at the Manticore. Looks like they got it off the battlefield. Shades somehow have returned, like Palpatine. They're hanging in there. All right, so let's focus the Shades down, and we're going to get some good focus fire on the big man right now. Let's start targeting him again. I think the Wolf Riders here will get the job done, and unfortunately those ones are broken. On this side, let's just, you know, get some steady Dowie pressure, you know, just some steady Dwarven pressure. All right, so let's get these guys. Let's fire glaive you. Let's shoot here. Shades are dead to the focus fire, which is great. Blunderbuss. Oh my god, that thing is returned. Are you serious? That thing is seriously like Palpatine. Somehow he has returned for the 5,000th time. Malekith beating up Astro Chad. We need to get Astro Chad back, actually. So we'll get you in there and pull you guys this way. Fire glaive, focus fire is doing work, but yeah, what is hurting Astro Chad so hard? He's getting smashed up pretty good. All right, my opponent doing a good job scrapping back here. Let's get these guys around the side, get the blunderbusses to shoot, so we're going to go over there and just try and run around. See if we can stabilize Astro Chad. So we're going to shoot here. If he doesn't die, we might be okay. The fire glaives are going to put a lot of damage down on Malekith. Okay, now we can loop around and grab that objective here. Blunderbusses should be able to wreck the other ones. We have the warriors coming. Do we still... Oh, he never captured that objective. Okay, that's pretty big for us. That's very unfortunate for him. Let's park along the side here. Astro Chad's going to go kind of wait to ambush and get in the trees. Let's shoot at you guys and shoot at you guys as well. And now I think we call in some... yeah, we keep the pressure on Malekith. I want to keep him a little bit worn down. Let's park on the objective here. Blunderbusses are going to melt these guys, and we keep Astro Chad in the trees. So he's a very stalwart Dowie. He holds firm. All right, so I think some Kadai Fireborn on the middle of the map to kind of clear things out wouldn't necessarily be a terrible idea. The blunderbusses will clear these out, and yeah, let's have some fun. Let's freaking party, dude. Let's get some Kadai in here. They're going to clear out this ground very well. So get you engage, you guys shoot here. Astro Chad is going to just wait in the bushes. That's his new natural habitat. Let's get the blunderbusses to move up and shoot. And the Deathstreaker is just putting constant pressure on the Witch King here. Yeah, he goes after the dwarves on that side, which is fine, you know. And blunderbuss is potentially going to melt this unit here. Let's actually just shoot these guys out of the sky real quick. Very good. And on the middle point, we've routed them. Yeah, the Chowie have done it. All right. Aside from this, Fireborn coming in, they're going to be very nasty. And it looks like the blunderbusses melted. Oh my god, they just straight up KO'd those guys. Man, Let's get you on the back point here. We do have a Flamestorm. We might be able to catch them there if they're not paying attention. So Flamestorm's going to go down. That's going to be a lot of damage. And Wolf Riders are here. Blunderbusses are going to melt them. Oh, look at that damage. Oh, it's so good. So good and tasty. All right. You got to love Blunderbusses. They're seriously the coolest thing. I love using them in tabletop as well. Let's call in the Fireborns. And Malekith is actually almost dead right now. Looks like my opponent's going to try some backfield pressure, which we just respond with some Hobgoblins. Astro Chad in his natural habitat of the trees. Blunderbuss is just kind of carrying this game down here. Like, everything is just getting melted, and my opponent is down so much in value that, yeah, we're just, like, look at these Blunderbusses. They're just, like, annihilating these things. Oh, it's so glorious. All right, let's unsummon you. We've got that point. We've got the Fireborn chilling here. Malekith is going to try and make his way in, but he's just going to get Fireglaived here. On this side, what do we have? We have Dark Riders. Okay. So that is going to be what is that the wand? Some wand? Oh, he's using Doombolt. Oh, I was wondering what the hell that was. All right, so that actually is kind of a cool tech, although I don't know if it'll do much here. We'll have to find out. Let's get some Great Weapon Warriors over here and get Hobgoblins moving in there. Malekith is dead now. We got the Blunderbusses here and, you know, the support to deal with any sort of infantry push coming in. Let's shoot there, keep you guys in here on the side, get these archers back. And that's basically going to be GG here. Oh, Blunderbusses are just so freaking cool. All right, let's charge in, distract those guys for a second. Then we can just, you know, send in the Kadai when necessary. All right, so we're going to send these guys in, pull you off to the side. Astro Chad can get in there with his Black Hammer of Hashut. And let's pull you back. And that's it. GG, well played. Ita Chutu Dawi. Ho, ho, ho. Zula Zu means Master of Masters. Oh, that's metal, dude. Okoi, yeah. Yes, you're from the UK, right, Okoi? I believe you are. I remember you saying that. It's been a while since we've chatted. You know, it's been a while. Overall, yeah, build was great. Worked nice and clean. Deathstreaker, 3,500 value, and that was just farming Malekith all game. Astrogoth was really good. His Flamestorms were clutch. Fireglaves, 2,100. Blunderbusses were good. Just everything kind of clicked in that build. For my opponent's build, I don't hate Malekith in that matchup. He is a little bit risky. I think sometimes going a cheaper Lord, like a Caster Lord, might be good, but I'm not sure. I'm not very good at Dark Elves, although I do love Shades. I think Shades are really strong in that matchup. They're very menacing. All right. So let's refresh this. Report the score. GG to my opponent. Well played. My opponent saying they're getting into tournament play. Really good play, honestly. Really, really nice. Okay, let's check here. Sounds good. So checking this. And do we have anything else we need to do? Okay, so let's refresh this. Edward, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome, welcome. Remember when Foghorn Leghorn was super powered mass monster? Oh my god, that was the worst. He's like very, very balanced now. Did my opponent report the score? I guess they did. Cool. Saves me the effort. Now we just got to wait for the next rounds to get going here. You know what the problem is for tonight's tournament is we have two extremely, extremely good dwarf players in the tournament. Like, two of the top domination dwarf players are in tonight's tournament, and if I run into them, that's going to be tough. So I'm hoping they don't make it to top 4. What I need is Hadries to come in and take him out, because Skaven can take out dwarves. Edward, man, thank you so much, brother. I haven't seen the new Deadpool movie yet. I have not. No. I have not indeed. It is something I look forward to checking out, though. That's for sure. Yes, yes. Yeah, Astrogoth was thick as hell. He was so OP. Oh my god. He was like impossible to kill. He used to have like almost 8,000 HP too. He got an HP nerf. I think it was like, he lost like 800 HP or something like that. Yeah, it was wild, dude. It was wild. Chaos Dwarves are the faction with the single best real world inspiration. The ancient Assyrians were... Oh, interesting. Okay. I mean, I know they're inspired by that and also like some Babylonian inspiration, right? In terms of the mythology. I don't really know, but I love the Chaos Dwarf aesthetic. They're so freaking cool looking. I need Hadries to come in and take care of him. It's on you, Hadries, to beat the dwarves. Don't make me do it. What's the worst unit on the Chorf roster? Easy. The Kadai Destroyer. This thing's an absolute just shithouse unit. It sucks because it's so freaking cool. But like, this monster is objectively just way, way, way worse than the Cambrian War Sphinx, which only costs 1,800. Right? It's like 400 gold more expensive than the War Sphinx, which is just exponentially better. Yeah, it's a shame. It's such a shithouse unit. I don't know. I don't think it got impact hits like properly. I just think it kind of got screwed. Chorfs are OP. Chorfs might be OP in campaign, but in multiplayer they're not. They're low. They're like a lower mid tier faction. They're not like, I would say they're a B tier. If I were to give Chorfs a tier rating, it would be like a B minus. B minus, maybe a B. Like if we're doing pluses and minuses, maybe just like a flat B would probably be fair. Oh, I'll beat the dwarves. Just not sure which dwarves right now. There's 3 dwarves. So we have Alexander, who's a top tier dwarf player. He's number 3 on leaderboard right now. And we have Regnus. That's Gotrek Starbreaker from Land Battle. He's an insanely good dwarf player. So he's not. They're not going to make it easy. Yeah. Oh, he said his Doombolt was hurting Astrogoth. I didn't know how he was doing that. Let's actually test that real quick. So if we do a Supreme Sorceress of Dark Magic, let's just put it on a cold one for now. So he was Doombolting. He was Doombolting my character, and it was doing a shit ton of damage. I was like kind of surprised. So let's just test it out against like Grimgore or something. I think it'll work there, right? Okay, I want to kind of test this one here. Wish I could have played tonight, but I have to go to bed early for work. Yeah, the pain. Yeah, the Chaos Dwarves definitely got some cool aesthetics. Their trailer is so rad too. I love the Chaos Dwarf trailer. It's Creative Assembly for all their faults. They are the Dark Lords of making good trailers. You'll see these like massive corporations, you know, like try and make a trailer. Like even like Games Workshop. Games Workshop trailers are generally pretty mediocre. And then, you know, CA just comes along and makes these freaking masterpieces. Like the Immortal Empires trailer with Karl Franz giving the speech and like the highlights to all the different factions. Dude, that was one of the coolest trailers I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, most companies just don't. Does Overcast do more damage on this thing? I can't remember. We're gonna have to find out here. All right, let's just Power of Darkness you so we can get up there quicker. All right, so that's gonna be, yeah, giving us the goods. Okay, what does that do? Increased armor piercing damage. Okay. It's an ability I haven't used often. Okay, how much HP did that do? Come on. Oh my god, the banner. Oh, that's actually not bad. How much WOM was that though? So it was 9. Spirit Leech is a lot cheaper though, and Spirit Leech would do a similar amount of damage, to be honest. Okay, let's try this. There's a graphic bug with Conquest mode right now, which is unfortunate. Let's see what kind of damage this does. Okay, you know, that's not like, it's like a budget Spirit Leech. Not budget, more expensive Spirit Leech, but it's like the Spirit Leech you have at home, you know. Would you ever use Orc Laborers? I feel like occasionally. I use them sometimes as a chaff unit against like Cathayan dwarves. Aside from that, the Goblin Laborers are just a little bit more cost effective. So 1 Doombolt, 1 Gaze, and Soul Stealer. Ah, yes. Chatting with my opponent here, getting tags. Is that from earlier? Looks like it is. And we should be ready for the next round here in the next like 10 minutes. Yeah, only 1 game. It's the dwarf player, of course. Always taking their time. Vampire Coast Tomb Kings trailer. Oh, that's so freaking good. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing though. If you're Ethron, the only time I could see maybe bringing Doombolt is if you're playing Dark Magic anyways, and you want to have like a cheaper sniping finisher. So yeah, Spirit Leech is always going to be better than Doombolt, always. But if you're in Dark Magic for Soul Stealer already, I can see it being like an off pick. I mean, he almost killed Astrogoth with it. You know? Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was kind of a cool idea. Yeah, Blizzard, for all their terribleness these days, Blizzard can make... Yeah, Blizzard has always been the king of trailers, like cinematic trailers. Thrones of Decay was a really good trailer too. That was an epic one. Yeah. Itachi too. I'm not sure, Matt. It's a tough one. All right, come on, dwarves. You can do it. It's the last dwarf player. It's a dwarf versus, who's he playing against? Is it a poor Empire player who has to deal with that? No, Tomb Kings versus Dwarves. Okay, we know how that one's gonna end. It's like a 70-30 matchup for Dwarves. Spirit Leech is a great spell, but the Walmart version has got to be okay. Yeah, for sure. Christopher, welcome to the stream, man. It's been a good run tonight. We're approaching round 3. 4 rounds of regulation, and the next map is going to be what? So we got Itza. Okay, Itza's a fun map for Chorfs. They have a lot of short range artillery that can really shine there. So going for like a huge magma cannon firing station is pretty fun. Let's see. Zorflare heard you in his talk. Yeah, he's coming, dude. The dwarves are coming for Hadries and I. Pump those dwarven legs. We're playing the cool dwarves, the chaos dwarves. Oh yeah, dude. Let's get it. Let's get it going, man. It's go time. Okay, here we go. And perfect. All right, all right. Well, message after stream. Okay, a little bit of admin action here. I don't think we had any buy rounds, so I don't think we have to do anything with that. Nope, looks like we're chilling. But yeah, we were talking about before that game, Dungeonborn. It's pretty fun. I like it a lot. It's fun to just get on there and lose all your loot and get owned by people who are super good. Kind of like a fantasy Tarkov of sorts. Well, let's put a poll. I'm curious what you guys think about that. So game, Dungeonborn, or are you guys more fans of Dark and Darker? All right. Come on, dwarves, you can do it. Finish the game. Okay, I'm going to message the players still in that game. And who are we playing here? That was E-Tankers. You know when done. All right. Cool. So, yep, just waiting on this last match. They're still within time. We're ahead of schedule, so not a huge deal. Wow, pretty close vote. Yeah, this is like, ironically, it's very similar to what I've been reading on Post. It's like there's not like a conclusive like this game's way better. They're different enough to you know, yeah, warrant this kind of contested vote here. Dark and Darker is so much better. I haven't tried it. I haven't tried it yet. Only voting for Dark and Darker because I haven't played Dungeonborn and I like D&D a lot. Yeah, Dungeonborn, it seems really fast-paced comparatively. Like the way you move and fight, it's very, very frenetic. Whereas Dungeonborn seems like that slower, like old RPG attack speed kind of thing. I'm a War Tales enjoyer. I used to play Rust a lot. That was a game before I started doing YouTube. On my own time, me and my buddies used to play Rust. That game is pure suffering. Oh my god. Rust can just be like absolute misery pain. I can't tell you how many sweaty nights I had on Rust back in the day. And I'm talking like OG Rust. Like when the original one came out, like what was it, 2012 or 2013? Yeah, those were wild times. Dungeonborn is Call of Duty, Dark and Darker is Battlefield. Oh, that's actually seems like a very apt analogy. Dark and Darker encourages more team-based play from my experience. Yeah, it seems a little bit harder to support your team in Dungeonborn from the videos I've watched. The priest class, it's like to heal somebody, you have to like hit under where they're standing, and in a wild team fight, that doesn't seem very tenable. Dark and Darker is also more grimdark. Rust is brutal. I don't still play it anymore. Oh, Rust is huge still. Yeah, it's pretty big. If you're on Twitch and stuff, there's like a lot of people streaming it. It's got a big player base from what I've seen. It's an extremely degenerate game from what I understand. It was back when I played. Do you prefer Lord of the Rings or Warhammer aesthetics? Oh, that's really tough. I mean, Lord of the Rings is like my all-time favorite, so probably Lord of the Rings. But I love Warhammer aesthetic as well. Yeah, Rust is a popular... It's massive. Yeah, it's huge. It's definitely huge. Oh my god, this game is still going. For the love of the Dark Gods. Must be a laggy one, would be my only guess. Although Tomb Kings vs. Dwarves can be an absolute hell grind, so that can happen sometimes. I'm surprised Rust survived while Tarkov is slowly dying off. Doesn't Tarkov have some issues with its developers? I have a buddy who was like obsessed with Tarkov, and he was mentioning that they did some like kind of shenanigans as it pertains to like people had bought like this like adopters pack that gave them future content, but then they did like a bit of a rug pull on that, and then they like made them buy more stuff or like something weird like that. Battle Brothers. Oh yeah, I've seen that one. Mickey. Yeah, I've seen it. I like the PvP element, though. Massive issues, says Frost. They really screwed the player base over. Tarkov's devs are awful. Yeah. I've only ever heard negative things about them. Yeah. Trixie. I have played Arma. Yes, I have Extra Donuts. I played that way back in the day. That's what got me into DayZ. DayZ, the original DayZ, was a mod for Arma before it launched as its own thing. And I did play a lot of that. I played the DayZ mod on Arma. And man, that was fun. That was the Wild West shit, those times. That was crazy. They released a DLC and the people who paid for the All Future didn't get it. Wow, classic. That's awful, man. Hyenas too? Oh god. I think CA has learned their lesson from Hyenas, I hope. Like, their lesson will be learned until, you know, the generation of current employees passes on and then some other, you know, greedy sausage comes in and tries it again. It will happen again, such shenanigans, but I think the current generation has learned their lesson. Yeah. Tarkov also has a lot of cheaters. Oh, it sucks. No, I'm good, darling. Thank you. Thank you, Barzo. Still waiting on the dreaded dwarf player. I haven't played the new DayZ. I haven't played that one. I haven't touched, like, I really haven't played a lot of FPS games in years. I haven't played them in years. Okay. Are they actually playing? Let me know when done. Or did one of them just not show up and we're just sitting here like an absolute potato? I don't think so. No, I'm pretty sure they're playing. Let's go see if we can find their match. We could look at in progress games, right? No, I don't think you can. Yeah, Trixie Hobbitses. They didn't really. It's so funny that they just didn't even give Hyenas a chance. Like, a lot of those kind of failed games, what they'll end up doing is they'll still release it and then they just pawn the IP off to somewhere, like, you know, in another, you know. I think like they've done that with a fair amount of games in China, where like the Chinese audience might still enjoy it, so they send it over there and see if it'll have any success. No cheaters in Warhammer 3. Yeah, it's pretty uncommon. It did exist at various points in the history of this game, but right now it's pretty we're pretty good right now. Okay. He says it'll be done in 4 to 5 minutes maximum. Jesus, how's this game taking so long? They're really pushing it. Granted, we're still okay on. They're still not even breaking the time limit, you know? It must be a lag fest. It must be. Yeah. He says it's like a contested game with lag. Okay, that's fine. What can you do, man? What can you do? We had cheaters in Warhammer. So there was a couple cheat codes. There was, well, not cheat codes, but the cheats we had in Warhammer were the 3 big scandals in Warhammer competitive multiplayer was, number 1 was live coaching. So there was some scandals in Warhammer 2 for major tournaments, like, you know, with $500 to $1,000, $2,000 prize pools, a couple big tournaments. What players would do is you would get one player would be playing and they would be sharing their screen to another player, and the other player would be backseat coaching them, like helping them catch things they missed. So there would be 2 extremely skilled players in chat together, right? And trust me, it's a big deal. I have gotten friends of mine who are very intermediate or beginner at Total War Warhammer, and, you know, I have done coaching sessions with them against seasoned tournament players, and they were able to beat the seasoned tournament players because I was telling them what to do. And there was something they would miss. Be like, oh, you know, this thing's coming around your flank. Check out for that. You know, it's like having 2 attention spans. So that was one thing we had. It wasn't against the rules at first, but eventually most tournament organizers did outlaw it, and it's kind of extremely frowned upon. So live coaching was a big drama. The other big drama we had was dual boxing. So there was a handful of players who would share accounts. It was like a cabal of really high-level players, like some of the best players in the world. And they were sharing like 4 or 5 accounts, which they would enter in tournaments. And, you know, if one of them lost, they would just shift over to another account, and they would delay their matches on the other accounts. Be like, oh, I need to run to the store, or give me 15 minutes. And they would play on their other match, and then they would play both games. And they would just play on like 4 or 5 accounts. 2 people would. And that would basically give insanely skilled players multiple chances to win money. The other cheat was there was a mod at some point that allowed you to see your opponent's army. So somebody came up with a mod that allowed that to happen. So that was something that hopefully, I'm pretty sure that CA fixed that one. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's something. So those are basically all the major things we've run into here. Yeah. Aside from that, I don't think I know of any other cheating. There's been accusations of lag switching where certain players are very suspect that they only lag at certain times to let them micro better. So if they're in a high stress situation, they purposefully lag their connection, which is very easy to do. And then that allows them to micro at a very slow speed and catch their opponent. So yeah, those are like the big cheats we've experienced. It's not that bad compared to other scenes, right? Like I know Age of Empires had a pretty big one where people would like memorize map seeds and then like be able to know exactly where all the sheep were and things like that. And all right, perfect. Oh my God, they finally finished. Dear Lord, sweet baby Jesus, that was a long wait. Yeah. Yeah, debug camera is not built into the game, but you're able to enable it. I've always I don't use debug camera, but everybody has access to it. So in a way it's fair, but also part of me doesn't like debug camera. I don't know. I feel like it takes away from the game. Like you lose all the visuals to just get a tactical advantage, which I feel like kind of is lame, but it is like, I would say 80% of tournament players use debug camera. I don't, because I think it looks terrible and ruins all my immersion. But that's just me. All right, let's advance the Swiss. Good luck, have fun. I know this is probably my one controversial take, is that I would probably just get rid of debug camera, except in campaign. Like make it so it's not able to be used in multiplayer. It's just like, I don't know. Some people use it, some don't. It definitely gives an advantage. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. All right, so here we go. So let's find this. And round 3 is live. All right, finally. Sorry about the wait, guys, but hopefully you don't mind just kind of hanging out and chatting. Round 3 is live, and we have Chief Warlock. That doesn't sound good. It sounds like a Skaven player. Chief Warlock. So T. And let's get this. Find our opponent, who is what? Chief Warlock, but it's spelled wrong. Okay. Hey. Good luck, have fun. It looks like we're playing a foul Skaven. All right, this could be a good test here. Tarkov cheating gets over-exaggerated all the time. It happens, but some servers like US West have far more than US East. The time to kill. Got it. Understood. Oh, is this a Chorf mirror match? Yeah. No, yeah, Indy, I understand. It's been in Total War forever. I just I don't know. Like, I don't use it. I don't like its aesthetics. And I really dislike that if I wanted to be... Like, I'm a pretty competitive player. I win tournaments, you know, every couple weeks I'll win one. And maybe like 1 or 2 a month, right? But if I wanted to be really sweaty and climb to the top of the tournament leaderboard and all that stuff, I would need to use debug camera to have an equal playing field with these guys. But like, it also ruins my immersion of the game, which is why I play it to a large extent. So it's a bit of a conundrum, you know? Yeah, it's an unfortunate one. Hey, it's Indy Pride. He's here, dude. We were talking about Dungeonborn, dude. Indy, what do you like more, Dungeonborn or Dark and Darker? What's your official verdict here? Oh, do we really have a Chorf mirror match? This is awful. Oh God, I don't even know how to play this, to be completely fair. All right, I do have an idea though. All right, so here we are. It's going to be Itza, and it is go time. Okay, perfect. And what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? I think he's playing Chorfs. He hasn't switched to them yet. He's sitting on Bretonnia. Okay, there he goes. So we do have a forbidden Chorf meta, mirror match, excuse me. I'm gonna try something a little bit avant-garde and see if we can make it work. This could be an absolute disaster, or it could work very well. Find out today. All right, so we got this, and for the Lord, Astro Chad is pretty good. The Bellator's character probably is a little bit too vulnerable, so you probably go Astro Chad here. And what do we have here? Okay, so let's get rid of this, let's get rid of that. And we can bring, does that have AP value on it? It does, okay. I never actually played Dark and Darker. Dungeonborn is dope, far from perfect, but really enjoying it. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same way. Like, I know it's janky, but I am enjoying it quite a bit. That's for sure. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that build is a little bit... This could be an absolute disaster here. I could just get absolutely pounded if this doesn't work out. Ay. So you could bring 2 of those to be disruptive. How do I want to play this matchup? The Chorf mirror match on Itza. So it's like really fast. Magma cannons, things like that are obviously going to be pretty devastating for sure. I guess we're just going to have to figure it out and see what happens, man. All right, so let's call you in. Let's get a couple sneaky lads. Maybe some cheapness here to dive a little bit. Could be good. Baseline archers, probably not super good here. Although they do give you some tools against like bull centaurs and things like that. Breno, we'll get you a Discord link, man. We got you. We got you. All right, so bull centaur renders here. I mean, if he does go with like trains or something like that, I'm really going to regret not bringing a bull centaur render. So I think we need to bring 1 just in reserve. Death Reekers are obviously pretty good here. I think having 1 in reserve is a good idea. In the opening army, I think it's a little bit precarious for sure. But yeah, in reserve, yeah, typically a good idea. That's actually a really interesting idea. Ooh, I actually don't hate that at all. I just came up with something that I think was going to be pretty sleeper good here. We'll have to find out. All right, so get you, and then we get you. That could be decent, actually. I like this suddenly. I think we just came on to a cool scheme. I think we just came up with a very cool scheme here. That poke isn't actually not really going to be even that necessary, right? I wish destroyers were good. That's one of my power fantasies. I really do wish they were good. Sadly, they're just so freaking haggard. Okay. Can we get back there and do it? Do it. Do it. The trains, yeah, I don't know how much I like those here. So let's get you to be a basic Chorf warrior and get 2 of these. All right, let's give it a try, man. I have no idea what to expect. I don't think I've played a Chorf mirror match like ever. This is gonna be wild. Rise minions. I heard good things about the new Deadpool movie. I haven't checked it out myself. I heard it was good though. Yeah, a lot of fun cameos and whatnot. But that's kind of Marvel's whole shtick these days, right? They love to just nostalgia bait you. I feel, you know. I feel like that's their MO now. Is that enough way of that? Yeah, I guess it is. I guess it is indeed. So maybe let's try this. This is going to be way more fun. And then we can throw in a hobgoblin there. All right, we're ready to party. I mean, that was like the past couple of Marvel movies. The ones that have been successful have all taken advantage of like nostalgia and bringing back old actors, right? Like the Spider-Man movie just milked Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, and then you had recently they are bringing back Robert Downey as like Doctor Doom. You know, I feel like those are like desperate grasps at nostalgia, but I have heard, like I said, good things about Deadpool, though. Yes, yes. You're going to be... oh, do we have the same banners? No, they're a little different. We have slightly different banners here. Here's how good Hugh Jackman is. Yeah, Hugh Jackman's the man. He's so good. Oh, man. His movie Logan, the Wolverine kind of grimdark movie, that was a masterpiece. That one was so good. All right, baby, it's go time here on the battle for Itza. I got to play Warriors of Chaos next time. I just want to use Herald Hammerstorm. He's so cool. He's actually good against dwarves. His hammer ability can crump them. Yeah, Marvel's golden age for me was the Infinity Wars and Endgame. Endgame was so epic. I remember being in the theaters for that and just being so hyped. I was like, yeah. You know, when they open the portals and Captain America's there, you're just like, yeah. It was so good, you know? It was so much fun. All right, so I'm going with an Ita Chutu front line of Chaos Dwarf Warriors. We have Astrogoth Zulahu. Double Bull Centaur Toruk. I feel like they're going to be slippery. They have high HP, and I can go after the artillery with those. And we do have a Kadai here as well. Ita Chutu Astrogoth. All right, and Flamestorm is just going to be our go-to here. I have the blocker up. Oh, shit. Some things never change, man. Some things never change. Ita Chutu Astrogoth. Oh. Yeah, when Cap gets the hammer, I know. There was so many epic moments in that one. It was so great. Now, there's a chance here I could just get absolutely annihilated by mass artillery. I don't know. I'm trying a more aggressive build, I could get wrecked really bad. Like, really, really badly. So I'm certainly sweating some bullets. Actually, I'm going to send you guys over to this point here with this guy here. All right, let's put you in group 4. All right, let's go here. And what does it look like? What kind of artillery do we have? Is that just a Death Streaker? Oh, that's fine. Okay, we can have some fun with that. It's not going to be terribly good against all of our assets, but we need to get all the objectives quickly. My opponent has like more artillery-focused build. We'll keep the Taurex hidden in the trees. Astro Chad is going to move out. You guys are going to move here and grab this objective. Collins for us are going to be what? Fireglade probably wouldn't be bad here at keeping that Bale Torch character in check. Thankfully, he's using the single target missile, so it's not going to do too much damage against us. Let's get the Taurex out. We need to keep him honest here. All right, or I could just go for like a full rush down. Looks like it is going to be a Spirit Leech going down here. We're going to be trying to sneak around the back and, you know, pushing through the lines and having some fun with that. Let's call you out, do this, go over here, help out with that. And here we go. So we need to engage like ASAP against these guys since we have the Fireborn. And the Taurex are here to potentially dive. We're going to see. All right, so they're coming across. And let's get the Taurex to go after the artillery back here. But the problem with that is we then maybe get bullied. Potentially, right? So we attack here, we attack here. Taurex characters, we could dive after the Death Shriekers, or do we just ignore them? I think we do dive them and try and, you know, cause some havoc. Right? I think we do. All right, so Flamestorm is ready. Let's get you to turn around and fight here. And we are melting this Chorf Warrior unit. Let's go ahead and get you guys right there. Cook those guys if we can. And the Taurex are going to go for the backfield because double Death Shriek is a lot. You know, we need to put some pressure on that. So from here, I think we just call in another Fireborn. They actually feel very nice here, so we're going to get another one. And let's do this, move it up here. And we need to be very, very, like, on top of how we play this. All right, pulling you back like so. Let's pull down the Wolf Riders. Astro Chad is in good shape. He's just going to, you know, get Spirit Leech perpetually. But yeah, the Taurex, this was my whole game plan, was to have the Taurex. Oh my god, they are just bullying these things. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get out of here. We see the Bull Centaur renders, but that was a good hit and run there. We got like one of the artillery pieces offline, which is super money for us. All right. So as far as this point goes, it's going very good. The Taurex were able to escape. It was pretty clear he was saving money for the Bull Centaur renders. So now we are ready to go. So we're going to get our Kadai Fireborn on that. Pull you guys back here. Astro Chad is just going to help out. Let's pile in. High ground objective firmly under our control. And the Taurex are running away, but now we have another piece coming in, right? So that is just great. Now let's call in even another one. Another speedy boy and run him right up the pipe. Cool. All right. So here comes the Fireborn. Astro Chad is helping on this side. Let's get you in. If we can get a screen in front of those guys, that's going to be huge. Yeah, because now the Taurex can turn around and charge them. And we do get on top of this. We managed to break one Death Shrieker. So we just need to shatter those things, really. And then we're going to be in great shape. All right, so the other one can go after that Death Shrieker. Here, the Taurex are now winning this fight. Because we have infantry support, so we can happily take that engagement. And the Fireborn are winning a lot of the micro engagements. That's for sure. So the one Death Shrieker is offline. We're going to jump on the other one here, try and punish that. If we are able to bully his Bull Centaurs here, that's going to be really bad for him. Let's call in another Wolf Rider just to keep penetrating into the Death Shriekers and really, really putting pressure. Because here's the thing, guys. If we force my opponent to defend the Death Shrieks, he's not going to be playing the field at all. So we can just become the Cackle Monster, right? And Astrogoth can just Zula-hoo all over everybody's faces. So, all right. What do we got here? We got the Wolf Riders coming in. We are on top of the Death Shriekers. Here we see some, basic Hobgoblins being called in, but I think Astro Chad can go into the secondary now. So let's form ranks here. Astro Chad goes and helps. Fire people can push into the back, because the problem with double Death Shriek, it's a very user-friendly build in my experience, but it's also very precarious in some ways, because you give up a ton of agency on the battlefield. They're extremely expensive, right? So this is going to be a good Firestorm for us. That's going to just wreck my opponent here. All right, let's charge here on you guys. Get the Fireborn to go here. Astro Chad's going to go there. We should melt them pretty hard here. Oh, those sneaky gets just got cooked by that Firestorm. Just absolutely cooked. All right, let's go over there. In the middle, the Bale Taur's character not really able to get through it all. And now we have two relatively healthy Taurex. Should be able to take down these Bull Centaur renders. Fireborn into the secondary, which is great. And we can call in more speedy boys. All right, so let's do this. You guys take down those Chaos Dwarves. Let's run you guys over here. And we are all up in a secondary right now. With the double Taurex, he's coming back here. Taurex should finish off these guys soon. Astro Chad can fight the Sorcerer Prophet. It's not an easy fight. It's possible, but these I'm telling you, Fireborn in this patch are actually pretty good. All right, so now we can go And while Astro Chad is busy, we just go and snipe the Death Streak, because Astro Chad can fight for a while here. He's very tanky, so he can endure. All right, let's call you guys into the backfield. Value is, we're ahead now. Yeah, so here comes the Taurix. You're going to battle it out right there. As far as reinforcements go, I mean, I don't know. What do we call in here? Let's just go clear those guys out. Taurix just massacre these Death Streakers. Death Streakers have like no melee defense, so they pretty much get auto hit. It's very brutal. So this one's shattered, this one's shattered. Great. So we just ignore those now. We go after the Sorcerer Prophet. Chase down those unsummoned units. And as far as you go, let's unsummon you. Do a little bit of unsummoning here. Yeah, I think we unsummoned that. And the Taurix have successfully cleared out of the Death Streak, so my opponent's advantage is basically gone. Now he just has this big boy. I forgot to bring the Black Hammer. Yeah, it's a mistake. It's a really good item. So we just let our characters fight the Baletor's character, and it's GG now. There's basically nothing my opponent can do at this point. As a matter of fact, let's call in another Fireborn. They're good for a couple reasons. Kadai Fireborn also have Fire Res. So Chaos Dwarves do a shit ton of fire damage. So having that is really good. And the Tarek characters, sleeper decent, honestly. What's the Fire Res? Yeah, 35% Fire Res. And like most of the Chorf roster does do fire damage, or not most, but a lot of it. So yeah, that's pretty money. Let's get the Fireborn over here to clear these guys out. We've beaten down the Sorcerer Prophet here as well. Zulahu, Astrogoth. All right, let's go get that high ground objective and get you guys. I don't know, man, that was a mistake. Forgot about those guys. All right, if it were a close game, that could have been really bad. All right, so Astro Chad's gonna go up here, make sure we don't lose that point. Backfield's looking pretty disastrous here. Fireborn will clear that out. We got Fireborn securing this point. My opponent doing a little bit of housekeeping, but my characters, my dad can beat up their dad right now, so I'm feeling pretty okay with it. Did we call it a Death Streak? Now would actually be a good time to close out the game. Let's unsummon you guys. So this, and actually just this one. Yeah. Spirit Leeches are good though. Spirit Leech is a good tech pretty much always. Yeah, we're just kind of cleaning up any reinforcements that come in. He's probably going to be playing up here. We'll call in a Death Streak and just start shooting that Sorcerer Prophet. Knock him out of this, guys. Yeah, that'll be the way. All right. So let's get you, do this, move it up here. Sorcerer Prophet just going for some freebies down here. We see Bull Centaur renders with Great Weapons called back in, but they're not going to be able to do much against the legions of infantry and our Taurix and whatnot. Let's get up there, get this bad boy over here, and we'll start shooting in just a second. All right, so you and you. Keep these Wolf Riders back. Just follow around the big man now. We're just going to chase him around and get Spirit Leashed all day. Good unsummonings from my opponent. He's got a good unsummoning discipline for sure. So we just circle, we just get the infantry in front, right? And then pull the big boys behind them. Is he gonna charge me? You know he wants to. Yeah, we can see the Spirit Leech coming out. All right, so let's get the single target missile. Start shooting here, and the Tarek, we can actually chase them down. I'll chase them with, you know, the Wolf Riders, and we'll hunt them. There's pretty much a 0% chance they can win at this point. Let's do this. Pull the Fireborn back away from the Bull Centaurs. Chaos Dwarf Warriors can stay on this point. And yeah, we're gonna hunt them down pretty good here. All right, let's do another sandwich. Call it one of these. Run up, hunt them down. Astrogoth. Heavy metal. This guy's been alive the entire game. Pretty cool. All right, so we managed to catch him. And we do get the Cowardly Despoilers. Let's get behind him like this. Just kind of weasel our way around the back and then charge in there. We see the Sorcerer Prophet going for a little bit of play on the middle. Let's call in another Chorf Warrior to go hold that down. Unsummon you. And we do get the big swarm right there. All right. That's good. That's a big old whooping on those guys right there. And we do have Flamestorm, actually, so they're just going to stand there. We can drop it like it's hot on those guys. Oh, yeah, drop it, the Flamestorm. Flamestorm is a great spell. It's very underrated. GG, well played. Yeah, I'm already half stone. Discriminate killing is good, but I draw the line at Zula-hooing. Yeah. We Zula-hooed pretty hard that game. Yeah, Taurix were clutch, killing the Death Shrieks. They only got 200 value each. Aside from that, the build worked. It was exactly how I had. I knew he was going to go double Death Shriek. That's what everyone and their dog does. So if you tech against it with these maneuverable characters, you can get her done. You can get her done. GG, well played, buddy. And now we need to report that score. I'm going to get back to AoE 4. I'm not done with it. I will get back to it. It will come a time. The return will take place. Sadly, that does nothing for the Chaos Dwarf win rate. We didn't raise it up. All right. And we got 3 here so far. peak Zulahuan. I know it is. So looking at the tournament so far, undefeated players, myself and Hadries. No, Hadries is still in his game. Oh, Hadries had to face the dwarf. Yes. Kill the dwarves for me so I don't have to play them. They're like the worst matchup for Chorfs. And a couple other matches are still going as well. Hadries is playing the dreaded dwarf overlord. The other dwarf master is where? He's winning too. That's not good. We need to keep the regular dwarves out of the top 4 to give me a chance of winning. That's our only hope. All right. Is there any talk of like new civilizations in AoE 4? That would be pretty cool. I mean, I don't know why they don't do that more often. Doesn't seem like it would be a terribly hard thing to develop, but I guess I'm probably wrong. Astrogoth had to Zulahu on those guys and let him know that he's the oldest of the Sorcerer Prophets. He's a great character though. Small target, maneuverable, amazing SE fighter, good caster. He brings a lot to the table. He gets overshadowed by the Sorcerer Prophet, how good he is on the Bale Taurus, but wide Chorf armies are really good now. After the cost reductions that Chorfs got in the past 2 updates, their warriors and going wider is very cost effective. Their Tariks got cost reductions. What nerfs would you like to see to dwarfs? So gyrocopters need to be nerfed like really hard. I honestly wouldn't be opposed to a cost increase on minor units. Like they're really cheap at 325. Like maybe bumping blasting charges. Like blasting charges are objectively better than dwarf warriors and they're 25 gold cheaper. Like I think putting blasting charges up to 500 and maybe like basic miners up to like 350 could be a nice start. Demon Slayers also or Dragon Slayers need a cost increase. Like for 600 gold, you're getting way too strong of a character. Like this guy is like as good as Legendary Lords and he costs 600 gold, right? That's insane. Like look at his stat line, 60, 50, huge armor piercing values, powerful unique abilities, unbreakable, massive amounts of resistances. Like Dragon Slayers are OP. They're just like too good, too cheap. Like you'll see most dwarf characters are gonna, you know, bring 2 of those these days. Yeah. All right. I sent a super chat during the match. Oh, let me see. Sorry, I missed that. Hey, Turin, love the content. Please keep the Total War train. Always, dude. Never say die, man. We're going strong. Is there somewhere people can donate prizes? Yeah, so if you hit me up in Discord, people have often donated prizes in the past. And what I do is basically we find an event, so a faction war, a season finals, something big that's coming up. And then when the players win, I just connect them to you directly. And then you send the prize money to them. And usually it's via PayPal. So if you want to do that and coordinate with me, just hit me up and yeah, we can do that. Like if you want to sponsor the next faction war or something, or the season finals of Total Tavern, which is going to be coming up in August. Yeah, we can totally do that. Just let me know. Yes, that is it. Infernal Ironsworn Arrow is very good counter to Dwarf Slayers. Yeah, the Infernal Guard ROR, he's okay. The problem is he doesn't have good AP values. It's okay. Like, yeah, of course he's going to beat like most of the Dwarf Infantry, but he's very vulnerable to blasting charges and focus fire. And what a good Dwarf player will do is they'll probably stack a couple characters on him and then focus fire him with blasting charges and shooting, and you're going to feel pretty bad. Yeah, on some maps, maybe you could bring him. But yeah, it's a brutal matchup. I've won it a couple times. It's very difficult. Like it's always like feels like you have to play way better than the dwarf player does. But yeah, it's pretty much an unarmored Belagar for 600, right? Yeah, it's really cheap. It's very, very cheap. Thunder barges are not limited actually today, I don't think. We don't usually limit thunder barges in Dom mode. They're not too bad in Dom. In land battle, thunder barges are way more problematic in conquest mode and in land battle. Which, yeah, a couple of fun things. In the future, we're gonna someday in the future, I don't know when, we're gonna try and add a conquest leaderboard for Total Tavern. So how it's gonna look, let me show you guys. Is got some fun tournaments coming up. We are going to have like 2 leaderboards, right? So there'll be one leaderboard here. I'll probably move this banner, like consolidate like this whole section a little bit and have like 2 leaderboards. One will be for domination, like the one you see here. and the other one is going to be for conquest mode. So that'll be really cool. I think that'll be a nice step for like bringing the communities together, because I know a lot of people who like Dom mode, who like conquest, and people who like land battle who play conquest too. And it's always, that's my biggest lament about Warhammer 3 is that the community got split up so much. That's the one thing that really bums me out. But yeah. All right. Yeah, Chaos Dwarves usually get wrecked by dwarves. There's some maps where they can contend with them, some. But overall, it's a tricky pickle. It is a tricky pickle indeed. All right, let's move back here. Looks fine. What's going on, Ace? Welcome to the stream, man. Astrogoth Zula, who? So the Space Pope and the Shaper of Fate. And then we got Soy Bacta and Fist Me. Okay, a couple people are still going. The undefeated match is Hadri's versus the Dwarves, and I think Shaper of Fate also is undefeated there. House God of War lost to someone, which is very unusual. Oh, he lost to the Space Pope. Oh, he lost to Demons of Chaos. Okay. They're pretty scary, for sure. Yeah, Magma Cannons are pretty awful when they first came out. Like, awful in a really overpowered way. There was that. There was Depth Guard. Depth Guard were pretty brutal when they first came out. The Chaos Dwarf Train Blob was pretty disgusting. They could, like, beat single entities. Like, you could put, like a Chorf train against, like, a giant. It would almost win. It was pretty stupid. Yeah, but I hope when CA makes their next big game that's going to have multiplayer in it, like 40K, for example, I hope they just have, like, one game mode that everybody plays. That's what I want it to be. Like, I love Domination, I love Conquest, I like Land Battle. But I do hope that when 40K comes out, they just give us one game mode for competitive that everybody plays. You know, just one. Give us like a... Yeah, I'm 100% willing to compromise on that. I'll just everyone together in one big pot. That's the fun stuff. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Land Battle with friends is great. The only place it's a little bit awful is playing on quick battles. Sometimes in tournaments, in the olden days, it could kind of suck too, because people, especially in Warhammer 3, because Tzeentch people would basically, they would get like one Tzeentch unit across the map and then like attack from across the map and retreat their entire army to heal with shield and spell cheese you and then like shield cheese you. That kind of turned me off it a little bit in Warhammer 3, that kind of playstyle. But Conquest mode solves a lot of that, which is great. It's such a good game mode. Because like 90% of the time, Conquest games are basically just land battles. But when it does get a little bit, you know, shady, then the objective comes into play, which is great. All right. Okay. So fixing this. Okay, you got to do some admin work. Okay, we're almost there. 40K is going to come. Like, it'd be stupid not to, you know? Okay, so let's find this. Okay, so I see one here. Okay, gotta fix that match. Where was that one? Impa. Opponent for round 3. Checking. Okay, what do we got? Classic admin shenanigans. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3, and then we can jump over here and fix this. So let's fix that match. All right. But yeah, we're gonna get 40K. I mean, come on. How are you not gonna get 40K? It's like just a license to print cash. Not only is that gonna have a massive symbiotic relationship with tabletop, people will play it and then they're going to want to play that army in tabletop. It's also going to go the other way. It's just like, it's in 40K is colossal. Like Warhammer Fantasy is, you know, culturally speaking, was pretty, you know, reasonably big, right? It was one of the bigger, you know, fantasy tabletop games. It has a long legacy. But yeah, overall, okay, let's get this and this. Great. Fix that. 40K is going to happen. I just hope it happens before I'm like, you know, 45. Like, give it to us in the next like 3 or 4 years. While my old man hands can still compete at a high level, you know? A Song of Ice and Fire could be cool too. Yeah, it'd be fun. All right, so that looks good. And boom. Let's refresh that. Should fix the score. And great. So that has been fixed. And then we need to fix this score here. I don't know why that still says 1. Copy that. Wait. Is he talking about something else? Come on. Answer me, brother. Come on. As far as the round goes, we're pretty close. 2 games left to finish. And surprise, surprise, it is the Dread Dwarves. Oh, of course it's the Dawe. I wish we had servers, man. That'd be so nice. 40k is 100% what CA would make next. Dude, do you know how like villainous CA can be with DLC if 40k comes out? You could literally just release like generic Space Marines, you know, like Ultramarines, and then just patch out and do like a DLC for Salamanders, for, you know, Death Guard, Imperial Fists, you know, Iron Warriors, Black Legion. It's going to get pretty nuts. Yeah, it's going to get pretty nuts. Yeah. Let me fix this one then. Not sure what he's talking about, but that must have been talking about previous tourney. Okay. So I got to fix his score again. He was talking about a different tourney. Oh no. Yeah, right. Okay, what does Shaper of Fate want? Too late my time. All right, so Shaper of Fate needs to be dropped. And we will drop them and then fix the Space Pope score also. Gotcha. I will take care of that. Yeah, I'm so excited. I like my power fantasy for 40k is just being able to play Death Guard in Total War and just have like Mortarion flying around the battlefield, just shooting plagues and just like, oh god, give it to me. And getting the Plague Burst crawlers, oh god, that's going to be so cool. Like just bombarding and oh man, I'm so excited for it. That's going to be super fun. All right, so that was you. Let's fix that. So that one is fixed. Drop emo Terminators on the field. Yeah, dude. Like Death Guard, I think have some of the coolest Terminators in the game. Like Death Shroud Terminators with their huge ass Grim Reaper sides, and then you have like Blightlord Terminators who are just super heavy metal. Like, who has cooler Terminators, right? I mean, I guess some of the Loyalist Space Marines might have some cool ones, but overall, yeah. I think that's something. All right, let's refresh this. The Space Pope is undefeated, by the way. The Demons of Chaos. All right. Which ones? Okay, perfect. And then we just got to drop you and fix the Space Pope score. I just want a Deep Strike and Warp Talons. Oh, Night Lords, Warp Talon, Deep Strike. Oh, God. God help us all. All right, Space Pope needs to have his score fixed, and then we should be all set after that. That's pretty funny. All right. So how are we looking? About to fire this off. What's the difference between Death Shroud and Blightlords? Blightlord Terminators are like more hybrid. They have shooting and then they have decent melee, whereas Death Shroud Terminators are tankier and they also have like primarily melee. They don't really have much shooting. They have like a close range flamethrower that shoots like plague poison. But yeah, they're very different in terms of their roles. Yeah, Chaos Terminators like Black Legion Terminators are really rad. Like the whole Bringers of Despair aesthetic. I think Chaos Terminators are just so much cooler than the Loyalist ones. They're just like, come on, spikes, heavy metal, big armor. I mean, God, what's not to love, right? All right, so undefeated players, it's me, the Space Pope, and Hadries. So we're going to duke it out right now. We're going to advance the Swiss to round 4. Thank you guys for your patience. Let's party. I have played Black Legion in tabletop. They were one of the armies I used to play back in the day. Dear God. We got House God of War. I don't know what he's playing. Let's find out. House Cat of War. Let's find it. Let's link to the goblins. Let them know that the round is live. Round 4 is live. All right. So we're here. Let me go ahead and get House Cat. Hopefully he's not on Tomb Kings. If he is, I'm going to be in some trouble. Tomb Kings are pretty good against Chorfs. The Bone Giants kill your artillery. It's a feel bad experience. All right, so Tomb Kings. And Tomb Kings have the Kemerian War Sphinx, which just dominates your infantry. So that's very tough. Okay, so here we are with the House Cat. And the map is going to be what? He looks like he's 2-1, so I got paired down to him, which is, he's probably a better player than me. He's very good. All right, so Skjaldnir's Cave. What does this map look like? This is one of our new maps. I don't remember quite what it looks like. I think it's like open-ish. Yeah, okay. It's coming back to me now. There's like a couple little hills on there, but nothing too crazy. We just have to try and Zula-hoo these guys and get them. Yeah, 40k is hard to get into. I gave one of my good friends my Chaos Space Marines army, so I don't have that anymore, but I still have my Death Guard. I probably have like 4,000 points of Death Guard. I have a lot of them. And then, of course, for tabletop, I prefer Old World. I have Empire, Chaos, Tomb Kings, and Chaos Dwarfs at the moment. Itachutu. Okay. House Cat's playing Tzeentch. I actually don't know how that matchup plays. It's an interesting one. Probably like Screamers all over the place. All right. Wolf Zone. I got you. So Wolf Zone needs to drop. So Wolf Zone, let's go ahead and drop you here. Wolf Zone gets dropped. All right. And aside from that, we are hanging out in the real Kyle. We got to give Kyle his free points there, because he got the buy round in the last round, so he gets a free point for tiebreaker purposes. Still no House Cat. He's lurking somewhere, I'm sure. So he's playing Tzeentch, you said? Yeah, 40k is a lot of fun. I just didn't, I don't know, I didn't like 10th edition. I loved 9th edition, I loved 8th edition. But something about 10th edition 40k, just, I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know if I like what they did with Psychers. Yeah, I don't know. Just doesn't do it for me. All right, let's save this. And like, my least favorite thing that I absolutely loathe about how Games Workshop handles 40k is the codex system. It's so stupid. Like, you'll go for like 80% of an edition where an army doesn't have a codex. They just have some crappy index or an outdated codex. And then other factions will have like new fancy ones, right? And then at the very end of it, in addition, they're releasing new codexes that are for the previous edition before the new one. And then like they just release a new edition and then that one becomes like outdated. It's so haggard. It's so haggard. I really, really dislike that. Like Death Guard have been on a crappy index for like, what, almost 2 years. And they're going to get their codex. It's going to be at the end of 10th edition, probably. And then it's going to become obsolete within like 3 months of it coming out, right? It's so janky. So we're 3-1 with a pretty good tiebreaker score. House Cat will give us a decent tiebreaker if we lose to him. There's still a chance we don't make top 4, actually. If we lose this game, there's a good chance, because it depends on how my my opponents do in this round. I'm actually not sure about this matchup. It's kind of an interesting one. I played this against Tim the Wilder recently. God, what did I bring in that matchup? I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember how we played that one. All right, so I think we did this. Yeah. Okay, so a little bit of that is good. And let's cut this out. And I think last time we brought like pretty elite infantry. But yeah, going a little bit wider I think would probably be prudent against the dreaded forces of Tzeentch. I don't know though. I don't know. Deathshriekers are pretty good for keeping the flyers honest. Agni cannons on this map probably pretty good against infantry swarms too, if that's the direction he's going to be taking. Yeah, screamers are a bit scary. That's for sure. Screamers are going to be a problem. Could probably cut you guys and just get this guy looking great. I think those guys might be sleeper good. We'll have to see. I do love 40k lore though. It's really good, yeah. It's really good. Yeah, fantasy 40k as a setting is really epic in scale. The fantasy setting is fun. It is limited in a sense by how derivative it is. Yeah, 40k's lore is pretty great. It's really good. Tim still plays Dom? No. Tim plays Land Battle. Dom. He switches based on whenever there's a big event. If you talk to Tim, he'll tell you as much. He's like, yeah, if there's a big Dom event, I'll play Dom. If there's a big Land Battle event, he'll play that. You know, that's just kind of how he rolls. Tim is bridging the gap between our communities. Yes. Okay, so that looks okay to me. We're gonna have to deal with some scariness here, I'm sure. Some big chickens up in the sky are always a problem. Fireglaves are cool against Tzeentch, but they do get pinned down by like cheap, crappy infantry, so that doesn't feel great. That's for sure. As far as the pain trains go, an Iron Demon, a Hellbound Iron Demon isn't terrible. It does do magic damage if you give it Hellbound, and also is a source of pressure. Get a couple of these. Unfortunately, I think they just kind of lose everything. Let's get this, and then this. Yeah, that ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. Although, do we really need this? I feel like we don't. Nope. No, this feels like a stupid waste. All right, come, my Chowie warriors, rise. Rise, my minions. Yeah, I don't know how Scout plays Tzeentch. What the hell does Tzeentch do here? Changebringers are probably a bit of an issue. They're probably annoying as hell. Yeah, I gotta put some respect on those Changebringers, man. They are scary, scary, scary. I think Vanguard capture weight's needed. Good luck, have fun. All right, let's see how this goes. Did you ever see the Emperor Texas speech? Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that one. I remember he stopped doing those. That was brother Alpha Busa was who did that. He stopped doing those, right? Because he was worried about Games Workshop coming after him. Yeah. Are there still funny? I need to update the special objectives on Total Tavern. I need to do that. I've definitely been a little bit lazy about it. They're very outdated. No trains again, Teen Charm ability and Blue Fire. Yeah. That's why I did end up cutting the beast. Although one last second thought here makes me think maybe, just maybe, I do want to have one of these. Oh man, it's so close to being good. Okay. And that'll have to do, Pig. That'll have to do. Infernal Ironsworn are pretty Chad in this matchup too. They're actually, I think, a decent competitive pick, but this map does, I can't remember what the objective layout is like. I think there's a home objective and then there's like one contested one on the side. So maybe we make a play for that. All right. Good luck, have fun to my opponent, man. House guy, he's a great guy. I met him in person too. We played in an Old World tournament in LA. He lives in the area, and he borrowed one of my armies. Played Warriors of Chaos. It was fun. Were Tyranids and Dawn of War 1? I don't know. I never played the old Dawn of War games. Changebringers and opening army was Tzeentch Lord. Yeah, I'm not surprised to hear it. Hopefully Astrogoth can Zula-Hu on some of them. We'll have to see. I brought a pretty wide army. I do have artillery in reserve, but not my initial core. A first and/or quick call-in might just be an artillery piece though. So after this game, we go to the top 4. If I win this, I'm guaranteed a spot in top 4. If I lose it, then it's going to be contentious. It will 100% depend on my tiebreakers and how well the people I beat earlier do. So I need a couple of them to win some games. Like I need, yeah, we got one win there. Let's see who else. So yeah, I need Soy Bacta to win. Oh man, that's unfortunate. We actually have 2 of my opponents playing each other, which potentially, okay, this is an Itza style map. Shit, okay, this is different than I expected. So let's get you guys to go here. You guys to go here. Go forth, my goblins, and feast. Let the Nurglings feast. Did they ever fix the sound bug in Dawn of War 2? I thought about going back and playing that recently. I was like, oh, that could be fun, but if they didn't fix it, then, you know, probably not going to be too interested. Okay, let's get you back here. Do a little bit of this. A little bit of that. Oh, no. Should be in control group 3. And Astro Chad should be in 4. Move you guys up like so, and Astro Chad is ready to go. Let's get it, man. We're going to try Harrison. He's a really good player. You know, very strong player. I usually have a hard time with him. His playstyle is good against mine. He might be rusty. Yeah, well, that's my secret. I'm always rusty. All right. So, yes. The Chowie will advance up. Let's get you to start shooting into these Zangors here, and you guys get this. Astro Chad's going to run over there and try and contest it. And yeah, we're just going to play these two objectives here. So we got a Sorcerer and Exalted Hero of Tzeentch. Good thing I didn't go with a big flyer. Zangors are going to get a little bit of a beating on them. But yeah, the Deathreaker will not be very good here, unfortunately. These are large targets, and the Zangor unit is getting melted a little bit. Far side objective, I could go get that. Let's come over here. Astrogoth will Zulahu, hopefully on some of their faces. I let him capture the objective. That was stupid. That was not my finest moment. All right, so let's move you guys up here. And pull back and pull back. And if he attacks, we have Astrogoth to just kind of chill out a little bit. So let's get you guys focusing on them. And in the meantime, we just go after you and see what you decide to do here. If he wants to land that Chaos Lord, you know, I'm happy to do it. Did he get the Buna book on me? Oh, you dirty dog. He got the Buna book. Son of a gun. My worst fears have manifested. He got the free Buna. Oh, the RNG. Tzeentch's RNGesus. All right, so he's diving a couple archer units. All good. Let's move you guys up this way. A couple of you guys over this way. And Astro Chad is just going to try and chase these guys if he can. Okay, so one of them did get melted. And in the woods here, what do we got? All right, so let's call in Fireborn. Move some of those guys up. Astrogoth will hopefully do a little bit of damage here. We are wearing down this unit, and we will have some good capture weight there in a moment. Astrogoth is putting some hurt down on this character, but it will be able to probably maneuver away from him. Okay, so those guys are worn down. Let's get you guys going here, you guys parking here. And perfect. All right, so 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Let's just get these guys and control grip them together. And great. Now, hopefully the Book of Buna will not just end me, right? That's very unfortunate. Astrogoth, though, should be able to cause some havoc. So let's get you guys in here, and you guys back here. Let's kind of shoot at these guys, pull you back this way. And we are getting a little bit of good focused act on them. Let's move you up, and the side objective should be a win for us. So we're just going to take that, pull these archers this way. Outstanding. And Astro Chad needs to keep following. You guys go here, and yeah, we just kind of keep poking away. Fireborn will wreck pretty much any of these infantry. So we're going to get on these Chaos Warriors, and now we're going to use a Flamestorm to melt down probably the Sour Guts here. I think that's going to be the play. These poor archers definitely get compromised, but here they come. All right, so archers, and Astro Chad is going to drop a Flamestorm on their faces. Hopefully that'll do the trick. And up here, let's go ahead and get some sneaky gets to go capture that. So we're going to just get nice and sneaky there. Flamestorm does go down on Sour Guts, and we do get the Fireborn fighting it out. Certainly not doing terribly, but now we got some Centaurs of Tzeentch being called in, which is going to be very hard to deal with. All right, so we're pulling back. Astro Chad's going to go after them. Shoot here, focus fire here. We still have the Fireborn, but they're very damaged. That burn was brutal. All right, let's retreat back. We have the double cap over there on that side. We can call one Chorf Warrior in, and Astro Chad is going to pull back into this engagement here. Let's start shooting at these Centaurs of Tzeentch right there. They are getting focused rather heavily. They're going to take a lot of damage here. And we should be able to just kite them into the Shadow Realm here and in the meantime grab that objective. So Astro Chad is going to rear charge in. Archer Fire is doing good damage. Let's pull you guys back as well. Pull you guys back this way and just kind of keep focusing them. The side objective we are potentially going to steal. Potentially. The Chorf Warriors are doing good. My opponent's a little ahead on value, which is unfortunate. Probably just fight that, to be honest. And how is Astro Chad doing? Where is he? He's just cleaning out these guys, but there's a lot of Tzeentch on the battlefield. And okay, I don't know why they're getting in melee. Got a little bit excited. But now we try and pile in. Side objective could be stolen. Do we have anything that can stop Centaurs of Tzeentch? Not really. That is a bit of a conundrum in this matchup, isn't it? Dealing with Centaurs of Tzeentch. That seems actually rather difficult. All right, let's move up on the point. Centaurs of Tzeentch are moving in, but we do manage to kill that one, which is good for us. Here we do lose our Hobo Archers. Let's get a couple of those guys shooting back. Zangor's thinking about moving back in on us, but doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Let's take fire at will off. Astro Chad needs to move in, and it looks like we're going to have a blob here. So we'll do it like right. Those units kind of suck. Flamestorm will do some good work. Let's wait. Oh my god, did he get another Book of Secrets Buna on us? That's so lucky. Oh my god, that's so lucky. You dirty dog. You dirty dog. 2 free Bunas on us, and it's a 1 in 3 chance. That's definitely going to potentially cost us. So yeah, that's like a worst case scenario thing. All right, let's move across. If he gets another free Buna on us, we're probably just toasteroo. That's going to be very, very hard to come back from. All right, let's get the Fireborn moving out. We do have the side objective, and we are being sneaky. So back you go. Let's put them on fire at will, so they'll just keep shooting. We need to keep these guys alive for as long as possible. Looks like there is some sneaky play on the side point here, and we can call in you guys to do this and try and screen that charge out. Sneaky Gits can come to the middle. We'll just kind of keep kiting these guys back. Let's move this way. A couple archers are being harried and hunted here, so they're definitely going to pay the troll toll. We'll come in and try and run them down. The fact that his lord's chilling here is good for us. Let's pop the Black Hammer of Hashit and maybe just keep you guys in the bushes for, you know, an ambush later on. We've got 21 of these guys. We do have the double cap on him, so we're going to charge you and shoot you as well. Hopefully we can flip some value there. You know, that's the play. Astro Chad is going to have his Vortex here soon, and Centaurs of Tzeentch should get melted pretty quickly by Fireborn, which is good for us. All right, what do we got out here on the side? It's going to be Centaurs of Tzeentch, a brutal unit, absolutely brutal. I think with a Wolf Rider unit and the Hobgoblins, we can take them. It's going to be hard. We do get the devastating flank into those guys, but we're going to just pull back and maintain that charge. Fireborn do clear those guys out. Let's pull you over here to help out with that. And, dude, the double Buna was brutal. That was brutal. It just feels like pure pain. All right, shoot this and this. Pull you guys this way. Get these great weapons into the axes. And Astro Chad is just going to flamestorm these guys. As far as this point goes, let's get the Sneaky Gits moving up first. And we'll maintain our capture weight on this point, ideally. These guys are actually really damaged. Maybe we're going to be able to do something here. All right, and one more Hobgoblin Rider. Let's get you down here. Go after these beat-up Centaurs. See what kind of value we can get. Astro Chad does clear that objective out, and the Fireborn are still very healthy. We're going to continue trying to maneuver them into useful positions. So let's focus fire you. We do have the capture here, so we're going to see if my opponent slips up and lets us get a freebie there. He doesn't make too many mistakes, but, you know, it could happen to anyone. Here we have the Wolf Riders. They've cleaned that out, so let's get them away, pull you around. Astro Chad is capturing that objective, so let's go ahead and get some Dwarf Warriors running up there. We are playing the objectives reasonably well, but the value trading is not good. The Centaurs of Tzeentch are really problematic. I'm having a lot of trouble dealing with them. In the middle, Astrogoth is going to, you know, hopefully get this one back. Here we do catch him slipping and get a free Centaur of Tzeentch. So little value wherever we can. Here, let's just keep running away. Get these guys back. Those two anti-large characters are actually, I'm not like sure about how to super cost effectively deal with them. That does seem like one of the big problems. So we're going to maneuver around and see if we can ninja this middle point now. So let's get a great open there. And we're going to refocalize our efforts on the other side. Yeah, we do get the Lord trapped up, and the Fireborn are at least killing Zangors. The mobile core has hands down been our best element this game, 100%. So Astro Chad has cleared that, and we are going to seal this objective. Let's come back here. I wish I had sent the Fireborn over there. That would have been so much nicer. We do have the RORs coming back, so let's get you guys moving in. You Wolf Riders can park on the back side of the objective. And yeah, Fireborn are still kicking, man. They're still kicking. This objective is going to flip to us. We do see a healthy Chaos Warrior unit. Can we maintain this objective, though, is the question. If we get a full surround on these Zangors, we could probably kill them, actually. So we're going to flank in and try and go for the kill there. Astro Chad's doing it. Points are very, very close. Yeah, see, this is like where you see the Buna making the difference that he got. Without that, we'd have like basically 2 more units, right? So that unit there is getting crumbed. Let's go ahead and take a... what can we get up there that would be even reasonably helpful? Nothing at the moment. We'll just save our resources. Warriors are heading up to the point. Let's go ahead and get a Flamestorm here since they're all piled in nicely. A couple of you guys, get up. And he's going for the outside point, which he's probably going to get. I don't really have like good units to send over there at the moment. The Kadai are unfortunately on cooldown. We can call in another Vanguard of you guys. But he does have Spears coming in, which are going to be tough. Here we do get a great Flamestorm, so able to butter that bread. Get these Chorf Warriors going and maybe go roll over and see if we can salvage that point. It's going to be tough. And yeah, a lot of Tzeentch units, including the characters, coming back over. Astro Chad is cleared off a lot. We have a great weapon unit coming in, so let's get those guys in. And how are we looking here? Yeah, a lot of scariness. Spawn are going to be a problem, so we're just going to go sacrifice a Wolf Rider to them. You guys do this, and rear charge in. You guys hit these guys, you guys hit these guys, and what can we possibly call in to stabilize this point? Okay, finally a Chorf Warrior. That's kind of what we needed. So Astro Chad's going to be trying to hold on to the point here. We see the Tzeentch characters moving that way, and here we can maybe do a little bit of pressure once we get some better units. We're going to have to win by playing the mobile game, actually, which is going to be pretty funny. Certainly not the most common way the Chorfs win, but it's possible. Here we got the Sourgut shooting us, but we have 2 healthy Chorf units there. Should be relatively secure. Let's get you guys and pull back and start playing the other side now. We just have to like play ping pong, basically, right? So let's get you guys down here. He's unsummoning the Centaurs of Tzeentch, so let's try and mitigate that as long as we can. Pull you guys back. Astro Chad just keeps grinding in the middle, and we get you guys on this. You guys come back this way, although we could just park these warriors in the bushes. Yeah, it's probably going to be the way. All right, Oglacon's boys, go sweep them off. And now we make a play for the side objective. You know, he's got those 2 flying characters that are very menacing. But yeah, as long as we can just kind of win this, that's going to be another final transmutation, which is going to be extremely painful. Let's even get out of that with those. Okay, and you guys come down here and help capture this. The Oglacon's boys still haven't beat these Chaos Warriors, which is absurd. So they're, you know, they are Chaos Warriors though. That's what their whole thing is, being very Chad. All right, so now we need to dodge that Tzeentch army ability. So let's dodge this, dodge this. Astragoth needs to get a big vortex here soon. Let's just focus fire with missiles. And do we have anything fast to call out of reserves? Not really. So let's just get a Chorf Warrior waddling that way. On this side, Chorf Warriors can get ready to party, although we do have the spawn. So that's very frightening. But yeah, we're grinding okay here. Are going to be a couple Centaurs of Tzeentch with rear charges. Oglacon's boys are still shooting. A sneaky get would actually be very good on that side. It'd be very, very good. All right, so how do we want to do this? Flamestorm right here? Yeah, that'll clear out a lot of units. And we can kind of park on the side of the objective, although he's not going to let us do that, so we got to run away. Spawn are moving across. Get these Chowie warriors heading over there. Maybe, just maybe, we can do something here. I feel like we pulled some value back to an extent, but he is quite ahead, and he has shield healing too. So we're definitely the rat in this situation, that's for sure. All right, but Astragoth does get a fat Flamestorm and cooks most of the Tzeentch army on the objective, but now he's being swarmed by like a bunch of characters. So we'll see if he can hold his own there. All right, so we fight there. Astrochad's trying his best. The Oglacon's boys are shooting away, and we do have some Chorf Warriors coming up to party. Do you have to do like Bull Centaurs? Yeah, like those Discman characters are hard to stop. They're very, very difficult. Astragoth theoretically is good against them. I mean, he's gotten good value, I feel, this game, but I think we're out of the game at this point. That's a hard matchup. Yeah, how do I win that one? Jeez, I'm actually not sure. I'd have to really, really go to the drawing board on that one. All right, let's shoot you guys. And here we have the Centaurs of Tzeentch also like wreck all my mobility. You can't really afford to go artillery either, because they'll get killed by those characters, I think. We'll scrap like a moment longer to see if there's going to be any opportunities, but I don't think there will be. Get the sneaky gets in there, charge you guys, and the best thing for us was honestly the Hobgoblins. Like the Hobgoblin bow riders were like the one unit in our army that did very well. Astragoth is also dead, so that's very tough. Let's get you guys behind. Oh, we have Centaurs of Tzeentch here. That's funny. We just randomly discovered them in the trees. All right, so on this side, we're shooting away. We have the Chorf Warriors doing a little bit of work. Let's go after the Sour Guts. The characters are coming back across. I don't know if we even have the tools to get on these points anymore. I have no idea. I have no idea how we do it, this matchup. This is a tricky one. All right, let's run back. On the other side, what do we got? Yeah, Warriors are doing fine. Maybe like a wide armor check with like absolutely no large whatsoever. But the problem with armor checking Tzeentch is they have Centaurs of Tzeentch, which just annihilate all of your armor. Like you can't really do much against it. So that seems like a really, really tough one for me. Yeah, I'm not sure. Well played to him, dude. He played a good game. There's no coming back here. That's for damn sure. I played it against Tim. I used very elite Chorf infantry. But then I got outmaneuvered on the points. The double Buna, I think, was a big part of it. He got 2 free Fade Bunas. He killed 1 skirmisher and 1 full warrior, like right away with that. That was really bad. So the Book of Buna, I think, was one variable, but I don't think it's the entire reason we lost. I think that the Book of Buna was, you know, the icing on the cake, but God, yeah, these Centaurs are so good. Look at the value, 1,500, and this one got 12. GG! You got to armor check Tzeentch, but yeah, but then Centaurs of Tzeentch just kill all of your armor. It seems tricky. Seems tricky. Let me say GG to him. GG, well played. All right, so go ahead and report. Report, please. What does that matchup look like for Chorfs stat-wise? All right, Chaos Dwarves against Tzeentch. It's just barely any games played. It's literally 50%, so there's got to be some tricks out there. Ashram and the Centaurs charge, they get stuck in melee, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe. That seems like a bit of a gimmick. The Fireborn were definitely not the right call against his characters. That gave up a ton of agency on the battlefield, but the Deathstreakers can shoot the Tzeentch characters. There's an argument to be made for cutting these and maybe getting a single Deathstreak and just like camping and defending it with a Bull Centaur. Oh, hold up. What about this? So we go double Toruk, right? Negates magic damage within the area. Is that any good for any reason? I don't think so. So then we go double Toruk. Oh, That might actually be really good, because then they can fight the Tzeentch characters on the discs. With Astrogoth's help, it's probably a pretty good fight. But I think if you're going to play this playstyle, you probably go Sorcerer Prophet of Death. And you just bring him on a Bale Taurus and just kite with him. Use the Chalice and Spirit Leech and Buna. And then we cut you and then just get 2 of these. I actually think I like this build a little bit more. Because the Tarek characters, yeah, they're going to be able to do some work. Like, I think 2 Tareks could fight that fight with a Sorcerer Prophet Spirit Leech supporting. So you win the SE fight. You Buna the and then the Death Reek is allowed to shoot from there. So you can even shoot there. My concern before was that he would dive it, but this is good. Yeah, we need to remember that. Tareks were like so haggard for so long that I think I just kind of slept on them. It was. He says, yeah, he's talking about the Book of Buna. Yeah, feels bad. You know, he gambled at the casino and it paid off. The Book of Buna definitely set me back pretty hard. Yeah, should be fun though. GG. All right, so we have a very slim chance of making top 4 now. It's not great. Not out of the realm of possibility though. Let's see if we did. Hey, we actually made top 4. Cool. So we are in the top 4. It's going to be Hadries, the Space Pope. So we have Skaven, we have Demons of Chaos, Chaos Dwarves, and then Tzeentch. So we could end up playing Tzeentch again here. So we made top 4, ladies and gentlemen, which is great. Severed Claw isn't that big of an issue in this matchup. All right, so let's go to the show you guys what's up here. So the round is concluded. So Hadries and Space Pope and myself and Housecat, we are going to be the top 4. So there we have it. GG, well played. GG, well played. So let's find this. Let's do that. Let's see what we got here. Gonna go make sure I didn't miss any admin or score reports that could affect things. GG, folks. Top 4 time. All right. Fireglaves are okay, but they don't help because the Centaurs of Tzeentch actually run them over. I don't know what it is, but they do so much burst damage that the Fireglaves take so much damage. It doesn't seem to be worth it to me. Need Buna for Centaurs too. Yeah, Buna's really good against them. It'll karate chop them. Okay, so we're going to advance to the top 4. And let's get it. And have some fun. All right, so top 4 time. I would rather not. Skaven are hard too, though. I don't know if I want to play. Okay, I'm playing Skaven. Ugh. Okay, here we go. So it's going to be Hadries versus Turin, and Housecat versus Space Pope in top 4. All right, so hey, we made top 4 with Chorfs. I'm already very happy with that. Win or lose, it's been a great run for the Chowie. Skaven is a hard matchup. It's pretty rough, but I'm going to do my best to see if we can do it. All right. You and I tied with Housecat. I'm not sure what my opponent's talking about. Let's see here. Correct. Typically, the next tiebreaker is leaderboard position. That's why you are lower. Okay. So let me go ahead and get Hadries in here and just get overrun by the Skaven. So where are the Skaven? What map are we on? Edge of the Darkwood. Uh-oh. You know he's going to be bringing some big Eshin schemes. I'm certainly nervous about it. Okay. So Edge of the Darkwood. Here we go. All right, Hadries. Come show me the wrath of the Skaven. Regardless. And, all right. Ah, they played earlier. Housecat and Space Pope played earlier. Just waiting for old Hadries. Time for the Forbidden Destroyer tech? Dude, no freaking way. That's so bad. All right, so I'm going to start working on this build. We're going to see what we can do. I'm going to try something slightly different. Yeah, Doom players are also another problem, right? Like, Doom players are pretty menacing. Let's do this. Yeah. A wild-ass build, I'm not going to lie. Okay. I wish there was an excuse to bring Zoltan, you know? That would be fun. Sadly, there's not. He's just so haggard. That looks fine, although this spell can be kind of sleeper decent here. I wonder. probably that, and we can try that and that. Cut this and this. All right. So we got a little bit of utility here. And Hadries has he been sent the invite yet? Not yet. Okay. There we go. Oh, cool. He found his way in. The destroyer just is terrible. It's hard to articulate why it's so bad, but it is. It's just super janky. But the power fantasy is that the Dreadquake was good here, but it's sadly it's not. Yeah, it's just a bit of a liability. It's a bit of a liability. I have some like weird conspiracy theories about this matchup that could come into play. We'll see if they do. All right, so you guys are ready. I'm probably just going to get Shadow Realmed by Skaven. I'm hoping that I can pull some quick ones and bring 5 Dreadquake Mortars. I'm just kidding. That would be really funny, though. Let's get you and max out on these guys. One of these is going to be useful as well. And as far as like characters against Skaven, yeah, the El Gordo Backstabber isn't great. I mean, I guess he can kill clan rats, but is he really even going to come close to paying for himself? I don't think so. I do not think so, ladies and gentlemen. I do not. So Edge of the Darkwood, he's going to steal my objective probably out of the gates unless I have some Vanguard units, so I need to make sure I'm Vanguarding over there. So let's actually cut... How much are they? 500? Yeah, I can't afford that. Kadai are okay. You don't really need that much to clear out the rats. You know, like they're not super difficult to uproot. Okay, that looks good. Ita Chutu Dawi. I hope the Demons of Chaos win on the other side, because I feel like I can beat Demons of Chaos easier than I can beat Tzeentch. Yeah, that's my hope for the other side of the bracket. That is for sure. All right, so we got you. You have what, 1050 left? That looks fine. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Good luck. Have fun to Hadries. Let's have some fun. I'm going to go refill my water real quick, and I'll be right back. Here we go, baby. It's go time. Jump scare. I return. It's my favorite thing to deal with the Tzeentch Chaos Dwarf matchup. Let's see what you guys are saying. I hear you're one of the best elite infantry removal tools in the game. It's pretty difficult to feel. Yeah. That's what happened when I played against Tim. He just had Infernal Gateway and was like pounding my my Infernal Ironsworn. On paper, they're quite good, like blasting charges, Rex Angors, and Marauders and Blues and stuff, but it would have been good against the build we just played against, for sure. But he might switch it up against me. Who knows? I kind of want to try my Tarek build. Like the double Tarek build against Tzeentch. I feel like maybe they could fight those characters, you know? I see visions of a 20 stack of Skaven. Yeah. That's typically what they do. Skaven go very wide against Chorfs. And, you know, they overwhelm you. But we got some tricks of our own, ladies and gentlemen. We do indeed. Oh, he's getting that Zulu going real quick here in this game, isn't he? Itachutu! Hey, goblins! I want to run a Chaos Dwarf army in tabletop that has mass hobgoblins in it, but they're so hard to find. The language is so cool. I think that having the basic Hobgoblin Archers is pretty good too. Like they'll be effective against like Rat Ogres and things like that. We went pretty wide. You know, this is a style that would have been god-awful before, but maybe after some of the buffs and changes, I could just get steamrolled here. It certainly would be the history of this matchup, but we do have relatively evenly sized armies. The weapon team, the Dreadquake, or the mortars are what I'm most afraid of. I don't mind the Plague Claw catapults as much, or like Warp Lightnings. You know? Yeah, we got a wide one here, man. Tarks will be dead weight. Tzeentch Lords and Heroes have way better mobility. Yeah, but they can keep them from just getting on, like, the idea is to have, like, artillery, and then I defend them with the Tarks. I think it's an idea. Collecting Chaos Dwarves for tabletops is expensive. Not if you embrace the forbidden arts. Alright. Oh god, that's an army right there. That's a rad army across from us. Warp Lightning and Teethbreakers. Perfect. I ain't stressing it. That's like... I mean, it's still hard for us, but there's no fat mortar, right? So that's what I'm very happy to see. We're very wide ourselves. I don't really have a lot to kill his characters, though, those chieftains. I guess Astro Chad can fight them. What is it going to be? Flensing Rune? Yeah, Flensing Rune. Nice. Yeah, all right. So we're going to head to the middle now, try and grab that objective. And we have a very, very wide Chowie army. Very wide, very thick, and, you know, unabashed about it, really. So I don't think bringing out anything big is going to be smart. The Fireborn are cool. I think like the Magma Cannon, like really deep set, is probably going to be okay once the fighting gets a little bit more pitched. We're going to move up and do this, and Astro Chad can go chase Icket Claw. He's on his flare, and that's going to be what? Oh, is that the Iron Demon thing? Let's juke these shots if we can. Okay, so a little Icket poke there. But I would like to get this objective before the fighting really begins. And now let's call in the Magma Cannon, move it up this way. Astro Chad's going to get it, and he's going to force these units back. And we do see the Natty Bubo Sharpshooter, so that's scary. All right, so moving on up. Do we get the cap? We should. Come on, capture it, capture it. Get back, back, back. Now we need you guys to get back. Did we not capture that for real? We did. Okay, good. That would have been a huge bummer. So Astro Chad's going to run behind this pillar here. And, yeah, now we are just chilling out. Flensing Rune's going to hurt, but it shouldn't be the end of the world. We have a lot of units. But we do have the flayers, that's right. We have the dread flayers are a thing now, aren't they? So Skaven Slaves and Clan Rats. So we just hide behind this. Those two chieftains might be able to butter my bread. There's a decent chance that they do. I like Hadri's build a lot. It's very cool. All right, so let's get back. Just keep these guys as like a support piece. Not even really playing the back objective. That Flensing Rune did a shit ton of damage. We're going to keep juking here. Yeah, Astro Chad is absorbing a massive amount of beatings. We're going to get you guys here, and you guys right here. Archers and archers can start shooting at God knows what. Just go after the flares, I guess, and Astro Chad can go after the flares too. And let's move you up and have you go check there, you go check there. Archer and archer, let's get on the Bone Breakers. And I think I do need some Kadai, honestly. I don't normally think to bring, I'll have you go back that way. And the Magma Cannon should start unleashing here. Bonebreaker characters are, you know, taking some damage. Let's get you towards the back objective, and you guys can turn about face. Go after these guys, and looking good, and looking good. So Astrogoth is still alive. He's doing all right. We are getting a lot of damage on the Chieftain character, and we have some backfield pressure. Those are Poison Wing Globes. So we're going to run across, get these little gobos coming in, and the Magma Cannon is shooting still and getting respectable damage against those Clan Rats. So let's just keep moving. The sacrificial units. Is there anything we can Zulahu right here? I don't think so at the moment. Those damn flares are such a problem. All right, let's bash them here. Let's get archers and archers, shoot those flares, and then you're on top of the Rattling Gunners here. You guys are penetrating into the secondary, and we can try a little bit of back pressure. I think that's going to be a good idea. All right, so the Fireborn are just about to get in. Flares are actually dying, and we need to use some magic here. We need to do something. Not against Skaven Slaves. That feels so haggard. But he does get the damage in. Let's attack here. Get these archers back, and the Flare's probably going to go offline soonish. Can pull you across that way, and he did steal my back objective. You dirty dog. The little rats, that's what they do. They cause havoc, but yeah, that was going to happen pretty much guaranteed, right? So we'll keep the fighting focused on the middle, trying to value trade here. Let's get Yukadai going there. Astrogoth can go after this little rat, and we do have the middle on lock here, relatively speaking. Next phase of the battle is going to be calling mass mobility, right? And we can even dive now, right? Like with our skirmishers. Let's like get that objective back first and foremost. And go after Icket here. Let's get you guys to do this. And we can do the Flamestorm right here. Those are just Skaven Slaves, so it feels pretty bad. Can we do it right there? Crack those guys? Oh, okay. We see the Teethbreakers, actually. That's like a really bad situation for us. Getting these guys caught by the big guns there. It ain't good. All right. Let's get you guys coming downtown, see if we can catch them. Let's get the Fireborn back and run away from that engagement. We do start to flip that objective back, which is great. And the middle is still in our clutches. Value trading is not good for us. I'm feeling, you know, many of the reasons why this matchup is kind of cursed. It's very difficult. Okay, let's move that way. We got the magma cannon shooting at these poison wing globes. We can fight these characters a little bit here. Let's get you moving up, and we do have these guys heading over there. So the back objective is secured. Let's pull you guys back this way, and now we need to find a way to get on some of these damn weapons teams. Like right now, like 10 minutes ago, man. All right, how's Astro Chad doing? He's doing all right. He's kind of getting swarmed a little bit. We do have the Kadai, though. So I'm hoping the Kadai are going to be able to do something. We're going to run Astro Chad away now because this is about to get really, really dodgy for him. So Astro Chad's going to flee the scene. Archers here. Let's go ahead and get on these globes. Warriors are hanging on to the points, and we do have the Skaven slaves here. Let's park one of you for the capture wait. Get another one of you guys running up, and we do get onto the weapons team there. And yeah, we've gotten away with Astrogoth. Itachutu Astrogoth, yes, of course. Back objective. I feel like the way you have to win this matchup is maybe like playing the objectives and ignoring the value trading like a little bit. Astrogoth still being alive though is quite good. We can get him in the bushes and do some work. So that weapons team is in trouble. We're gonna try and penetrate into the secondary here so we can get those Night Runners actually. Move some of you guys back up. We got all these archers in position. Let's get you guys onto the Rattling Gunners. You guys back into the trees here, and you can get on these guys in melee, and you guys dive these, and Chorf Warriors do that. So Astrogoth is in the trees. He's doing his thing. He's in his natural habitat. Back objective is very dodgy, actually, so we need to get some Wolf Riders there and see if we can stabilize that. We do get hunted, and our unfortunate guys do get punished there. All right, so we're going to go try and get that Warp Lightning Cannon, see if we can claw some value back, but overall it feels just as hard as I remember. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I'd have to, you know who really is very practiced at Chorfs is Hitman Hippo. He probably would have some good advice for this. Yeah, Doomflayer is getting buffed, made this way harder. Like, exponentially harder. Okay, so come back. Astro Chad's in the bushes. We're gonna, like, run him over here, so at least he can provide some magic utility. Let's get you guys there, you guys here. And we're gonna get his Warp Lightning Cannon there. So a couple of cute little picks here and there, but overall, man, it's super hard. We probably need to Magma Cannon the side objective here. Just, like, hammer these guys. And do we have any Vanguard Collins? Not really, so we're gonna have to just get it back the old-fashioned way, man. Which is moving over here. So Astro Chad is back here. And you guys clear out those Rattling Gunners. Good. Maybe take down the Doomflayers while you're at it. We do get the Warp Lightning Cannon offline, which is pretty cute. The Bonebreaker characters are still a big problem. I'm not sure how we're going to deal with them. With Astro Chad being so beat up right now. And the Stone Mantle makes him slower as he takes damage, which is absolutely hilarious. Yeah, trees, the dwarf's natural habitat. That's right. It's their home. It is the home of the Chowie today. Yeah, I guess I need some anti-large or something. I don't know. Get these archers up, pull them in, shoot these guys, and on the back objective, is Astrogoth almost there? He's getting close. Do we have anything to call in and be annoying here? Just a little bit here. Wolf Riders in the middle are going after the Natty Boobos. Hopefully they can close the distance there and get the kill. They get Claws coming back, so we retreat into the trees and run you guys over here to fight this. We got Wolf Riders on top of the weapons teams here. Some Chorfs are on their way. We do manage to tie this down, but it's not great. Astrogoth is in the bushes, and that is his new natural habitat. Could send some Fireborn over there maybe, but that's just not going to be enough. Yeah, let's just get some mobility. We need speed. All right, so warriors fighting here. Archers shooting across into the ogres. I thought playing it like a wide archer style build would be good, but we lacked the tools to deal with flayers and the characters. That's for sure. I would love to see a Skaven win an SFT though. That'd be really fun. They've won a couple, but it's not like a super common occurrence. That'd be a really good sign for the meta though, for sure. All right, around the back you go. Do this. Do that. And what else do we got? I think we're just cooked here. I don't think there's much we could do. We got his back objective. Maybe just a stuffing style of play. Like blitz all three objectives. Don't bring any range. Just armor stuff him. And then from there, you just try and win on objectives. In Dawn mode, that's very possible, obviously. Astro Chad hiding in the bushes here. And let's just call you in, whatever. We're desperate. We're going to spend the extra money to get the flayers online. And it looks like the Jezzails are in the middle of the map. They're in pretty good shape. Hornrad is curses. It's hard. It's an incredibly hard matchup, especially against Skaven main like Adries. He's very good at them. All right. Warp Lightning Cannon is obviously offline. We did manage to shut that thing down. I mean, it wasn't even that good this game, was it? Only 400 value on that thing. Not great. But yeah, it's GG. Well played, dude. He played a great game. Very well played to him. Clean, clinical, super strong build. I felt pretty like out of control with mine. I was like, how do I deal with this? You maybe have to do a full rush too, right? Like just compromise the weapon teams with a big rush. Because those archers were shit. They did not do well at all. The Hobgoblin archers are fine because they're, capture weight, mobile utility. Fireborn were lackluster. Magma Cannon was lackluster. Just kind of everything felt bad. Like, ironically, a double Death Shriek would have been good against this build. Like, shooting the Chieftains and Ikit Claw, that would have actually worked very, very well. GG to him. He played great. All right. GG, well played. Go win those finals. All right. So now we're going to see what the finals matchup is going to be. I will set up a finals lobby. Turn finals. Host game as a spectator. No, come on, you can do it. And let's get Hadries in there. And the winner of the other side, who I don't know if we know who it is yet. All right. Finals lobby, bro. All right. So he's got the lobby and also a report score. The other side hasn't been decided yet, but it is going to be the little rats. Yeah, the matchup got even harder with Doom players getting a huge buff because Doom players are like god tier now. And they wreck your infantry. So like Skaven can actually stuff your infantry pushes now really well. They don't even have to use ogres, they could just use flares. Yeah, they're really good against armor. Unlucky on matchups. Unlucky matchups are the downfalls of SFT hopefuls. Yeah, but it's part of the fun, I don't mind at all. Skaven have bad matchups, plenty of them. So do some other factions. Not dwarves really, but some do. I think I want to play Khorne again. Like Khorne, Nurgle, like I feel really confident with the Chaos factions. Like they don't have too many bad ones. Let's see who it is. Hey, good luck, Sneaky B. Have fun with your exam. Show it no mercy. And let's check this. All right. Perfect. Refreshing brackets. So Housecat and Space Pope are still battling it out. Oh, they're done. Okay, we have Housecat of War. All right, this is going to be fun. Tzeentch versus Skaven. Ooh, evil. Probably, I don't know who's favored there. Probably Tzeentch. But maybe not by too much. So Housecat got revenge against the player who defeated him. So we have Tzeentch versus Rats in the grand finals for tonight. Let's look what that matchup looks like on paper. Skaven are doing pretty well right now. They're like a 50% win rate, which is great to see. Tzeentch against Skaven is not. We don't have much data. It's honestly up in the air. And the map is going to be the Changer's Madhouse. Unfortunately, we are on a Tzeentch map, the Changer's Madhouse, but it is a very flat, open map. So Skaven weapons teams could be very good here too. Yeah, trains get shit. You can't do trains against Skaven. I think maybe just an all-out rush. Like, you start with 4 melee. You start with Vanguard. I think the best way to win that matchup is to stuff Skaven super hard at the expense of value. Because I made the mistake of trying to value trade with Skaven and not stuffing them, and then I lost, right, obviously, because they usually out-value Chorfs. I think going all out, like mass width, take all 3 objectives, hold them for as long as humanly possible, and Helm's Deep on your back objective is your win con. I think in the future, that's the playstyle I'm going to use against Skaven. Because it's hard. Can you play Dark Elf sometime? Sure, yeah, I'm not very good at them, but I could do it. Somebody in chat saying Tzeentch has a huge advantage on Skaven. Oh, you'd be surprised. Skaven, no, not all the maps are flat and open at all. No, you're thinking of land battle. In Conquest mode, there's a lot of maps with like trees and ravines and terrain and hills, and no, definitely not. Yeah. And in land battle, yeah, most maps are flat. Not necessarily flat, but open. But yeah. Dive the artillery. Yeah, diving is part of it. So, did Blood Bowl 3 ever get fixed? Yeah, they made some improvements. Yeah, no, Skaven annihilate Cathay nowadays, I think. The Iron Dragon is the one thing that can carry that matchup, but the Doom players changed it. Because here's the thing. Before, Skaven would get overwhelmed by heavy cavalry, right? Like hard. What were their answers? I mean, Rat Ogres kind of, but Rat Ogres who were slower and lightly armored, so they would also take damage. But now that Skaven have 120 armor-piercing flayers, they can actually take on heavy cavalry. That's the problem with Doom players. That made Skaven way better. Yeah, it's nasty. Grand Cathay. Grand Cathay is like probably one of my least favorite factions to play. I don't know why. They just, like, the Empire is so much cooler than Grand Cathay. Yeah. Khorne is good. Khorne is really strong. I won an SFT not too long ago with Khorne. It was like a month or 2 ago. They're very good. Corrin's pressure is pretty nuts, and now that they have Karanak, it just put him up to another level in some matchups. Karanak's super, super good. Not in every single matchup, but it is very, very good in some. All right, so what's it going to be? Storm Vermin meta. Grand Cathay is probably one of the least popular factions. Let's see. So if we look at the stats, you can actually see who the least popular faction is. Chaos Demons are pretty unpopular. Ogre Kingdoms, holy shit, they have like 36 games played. Yeah, Ogre Kingdoms, Norska, Chaos Demons. Those are the least popular factions. Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, Ogres are they're fun, but I can see that. I played them in SFT recently, which is pretty fun. We need to bring Flying Taco back from the shadows to play them. Yeah, Cathay, all right. Yeah, I just won. Yeah, Cathay is good. Like, Crowmen are really, really strong. Jade Warriors are like turbo cost effective. There's a multitude of things they do very well. Yeah, Ogres do need a little bit of love. Karanak quite literally flipped the Nurgle matchup. Yeah, it became a lot harder because you can't, like, if he's sitting near your Great Unclean One or Kugath, you can't heal. In that matchup, I kind of switched to using a Flying Lord, so I use a Rotfly Lord up in the air. Or you could go double Exalted Hero. I mean, they still beat the crap out of Karanak in a straight fight, so you can chase him away from you, depending on the situation. You've been skilling up on Ogres. They're not bad. Ogres can win. Ogres are like a hard counter against Skaven, by the way. If you want to beat Skaven, Ogres are really good against him for some reason. You just go like a full Ogre rush, and Skaven really have a hard time stopping it, even with a bunch of spears. Is this the map pack on Workshop? Yeah, it is. It's called Total Tavern Map Pack. Welcome to the Grand Finals, ladies and gentlemen. Our Chorfs had a good run, but alas, the true champions have met. And we have Hadries, the Lord of the Council, the Horned Rat himself. He, of course, represents Skaven very well in our faction wars, as always. Very fun to have him. And he's going to be facing off here against the dreaded forces of Tzeentch. Let's get this party started and see if Housecat of War can get her done. I like the Cultist pick. I think that's very good. The Cultist will give him Burning Head, which is going to be very useful against Skaven. So not using Tzeentch magic, using fire magic on the Cultist, and probably using Wand of Whimsy and a whole bunch of pinks. So pinks are pretty good at poking down Skaven. They do suffer against Pebble Fire from like Night Runners and various slings, but they can wreck Storm Vermin as well as like basic Clan Rats. So should be fun. Should be fun. Yeah, Ogres will get their DLC eventually. Aren't they next up? Is it the Ogres? Or Ogres and Corner next, right? I'm rooting for Skaven, but this looks like a rough build. Yeah. I mean, these guys are both top tier players. Housecat and Hadries have been top 16 of the world pretty much every season. And both are like top 5 guys too. Like, you know, I usually lurk around like rank 10 and rank 16 on the leaderboard. These guys are like regularly in top 5. There's levels. There's levels to this game. We got Marauders of Tzeentch in the front line, backed up by Pinks. Pinks are pretty good against Ogres, Skaven Slaves, Clan Rats, you know, a multitude of targets. They do good against light armor in general. We have a Cultist of Tzeentch with Cascading Firecloak and Burning Head, and the Wand of Whimsy. So whenever he casts a spell, the entire Tzeentch army is going to be getting a melee attack buff, which is very, very strong. It's like the old Bonewood Staff. Chaos Lord of Tzeentch here. He's going to be up in the sky, cackling with his anti-large, and he's a menace, dude. This Tzeentch Surfer Lord, he is really, really annoying to deal with. And can potentially hunt down Skaven Lords, you know, whatever. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, just the front line with the Pinks in the secondary. And for the forces of the Great Hadries, the Horned Rat, he is going to be here with his Night Runners. Oh, man. Yeah, on this map, by the way, you can literally Vanguard, like, up on the points. It's pretty nuts. So Vanguard is quite powerful on this map. And the Horned Rat is going to be taking advantage of that. So you can see the Night Runners on the objective here. The other Night Runners are going to be Vanguarded here. And the Skaven are going to be grabbing the points like right away. It doesn't look like Housecat brought any Zangor Vanguards. Zangors can do the exact same thing. If Housecat wanted to on this map, he could have brought Zangors and deployed them on the objectives, basically. So, yeah. All right. It's time, baby. It's time. Let's get this party started. Let's have some fun. So in the back for Hadries, he's got a Gracier of Ruin. He does have the Unholy Clamor, Scorch, and Howling Warp Gale, Death Frenzy, and the dreaded 13th spell. Oh, that's so dreaded. Storm Vermin Halberds here. They'll trade okay into the Zangors and other units. They do have good armor and did come off some recent production, so excited to see how those little rats perform. Warp Lightning Cannon. pretty nice. Tzeentch will probably not have a hard time burning heading it and shutting it down. So Hadri's probably wants to sit the Zap Cannon on top of the caster there. So immediately the Rats are going to be capturing the objectives. These are the Slingers, so they're not the Skirmisher variant. They're like more like the Archer variant for this Skaven. Here we see the Tzeentch Lord coming up, but immediately the Rats are going to get on the scoreboard here by grabbing the 2 objectives. And the Tzeentch army a little bit more ponderous, but it's going to need to move up. Now on this map, there are some choke points. You have this is like obstructing here, and so is this. These are both obstructing, so you got to pay some respect to those. Tzeentch Lord moving up. He does, of course, have a Silver Shield as well as a regenerating Protoss Shield. Warp Lightning Cannon going to be shooting at the Chaos Lord, but House God of War has good micro. This is these guys are very, very sweaty players, so you're going to see some good sweat this game. Tzeentch going to be grabbing its back objective, so objective trace is going to be grabbed. Meanwhile, up in the sky, the Tzeentch Lord going to be flying overhead looking for some goodies. Maybe going to go after the Grey Seer, find out today. So it does descend from the skies and is going to be attacking the Grey Seer. Hadri's honestly doesn't have great answers for this. He does drop a Warp Storm Scroll, which is actually not bad. It will last a long time. I think it's like 20-something seconds. So it does do damage too. So it is going to wear down his shield. And he's a little bit trapped up. And the Chad Vermin are on their way in. They got their shanks out. And there's a chance that Housecat's going to take some unwanted damage here. That is for sure. So really, really clean catch by the Skaven. Is there going to be a burning head in response? Warp Lightning Cannons are pounding the Chaos Lord of Tzeentch. That Warp Storm Scroll into the Storm Vermin trap. This could be a huge disaster for Housecat. And the Unholy Clamor. Oh, they've given Death Frenzy. Oh, dude, the Storm Vermin Halberds are jacked. They're on steroids right now. And this Chaos Lord of Tzeentch is getting whooped on. A righteous whooping. In the front, Clan Rat's going to be moving in. Warp Lightning Cannon shooting into the Sour Guts. Skaven army going to be retreating here. And the Chaos Lord is trying to escape. He's at 20 leadership, 2,000 HP. And there's going to be a Howling Warp Gale going down. Dude, the forbidden 13th spell here. And now, Rattling Gunners have been called in. The Teethbreakers have arrived. And that Tzeentch Lord has delved too greedily and too deeply. You can't do that against Skaven. You know, you'll feel the wrath. And right now, we do see the Chaos Lord getting hammered into the Shadow Realm. 600 HP on this bad boy. He is shattered. The Lord is out of the picture, and the Storm Vermin just absolutely dominated him. And down goes the Chaos Lord here in a second, most likely, and or shattering off the battlefield. The end goal is going to be the same. So the Night Runner Slinger is going to be unleashing a torrent of fire into the Sour Guts here. In the meantime, Hadri is going to be using a Scorch effect right here on top of the Marauders of Tzeentch, doing some respectable damage. This guy's running at 361. He's going to run off the battlefield, and Hadri's will get the kill penalty. Now, in response, House God of War uses a counterspell back here. The Chaos Furies of Tzeentch going to be jumping onto the Teethbreakers. Same thing going to be going down over here. We see the Chaos Furies trying to shut down the Warp Lightning Cannon, but there is a response of the Wolf Rats, and Wolf Rats are able to hunt them down. Chaos Lord's going to be fleeing off the battlefield with 300 leadership, and man, that Skaven firepower, it's feeling very reminiscent of what happened last game. A lot of Skaven Daka coming out, but House God of War, if anybody's going to be capable of recovering from this, it for sure will be Housecat. He gets a big burning head. It's going to be going down the pipe on the Night Runners, maybe tickling into the second one here, and it looks like it will. Very, very nice burning head. Going to be cooking a bunch of the rats right there, and wow, that is a lot of damage going down. Hadri's also getting Doom players out. Tzeentch has really good answers against Doom players via the what's it called? The Centaurs of Tzeentch. They're a hard counter against them if they're able to catch them. Certainly, probably expect some of those to be called in. But the Chaos Lord has been routed off the battlefield. Zangor is coming out of the Vanguard. Warp Lightning Cannon still cackling pretty hard here, while Hadri's is using his Wolf Rats to chase down the Chaos Furies and methodically kill them as he can. Middle objective owned by the Skaven, and the Doom players are just running over all the pinks. The dreaded 13th spell has emerged, and they are swarming all over the battlefield, for whom the bell tolls. And today, potentially that bell is going to be tolling for Tzeentch, as we do see the little pink horrors getting popped like popcorn here. Now, on the other side, on the backfield, a couple Marauders have made their way into the secondary here, and the Wolf Rats help to clean up those Furies. Backfield pressure coming in from Tzeentch, not a bad idea. Housecat's going to be trying to pressure Objective 1, but Hadri's does respond by calling his Storm Vermin over here to try and screen that one out. Rats kind of looking like they might go for a triple cap here. We'll have to see. The Grey Seer pretty much able to go balls deep now that there's no Chaos Lord on the battlefield to stop him. And the Flayers are just running over these Popcorn Bandits. You can see the Pinks taking massive damage, and the Grey Seer probably going to be using another dreaded 13 spell to actually kill these Pinks, would be my guess. Looking around the battlefield, value lead does favor Hadri's, but Tzeentchian shield healing is a thing. Warp Lightning Cannon knocking down the shield of the Zangors, and the Storm Vermin might actually be able to win this fight, especially with a little bit of support from Skaven Slaves. On the middle point, we do see the Night Runners being attacked by Furies, but Night Runners are pretty respectable fighters. especially with the Unholy Clamor. That's going to give them some more staying power. Hadri's does have a Storm Vermin unit. He needs to get active. Probably going to his opponent's back objective would be the play. But I do think this game's over. I think that Hadri's has too much agency on the battlefield. He's going to kill both these units, and then that's going to give him pressure on the back objective. Middle objective is also firmly in his control if he wants it to be. Warp Lightning Cannon is still very much alive, pounding into the Zangors and these other various units. So, yeah, man, the Horned Rat is fully hungry here today. He's feasting. This is the New York City Horned Rat, the giant one just digging through the trash when all the restaurants close. And, yeah, causing a lot of trouble, that is for sure. Backside, we see the Pinks getting Karate Chop, Cascading Fire Cloak going down from the Cultists here. Collins are going to be the Chaos Lord, but the problem with saving up, 1,800 gold for a Tzeentch Chaos Lord here is you're not going to have anything on the ground. And Hadri's is simply going to be able to march you down with most of his elements. And Ogres here, punching these Marauders in the face. That's obviously going to be favoring the Rata Ogres. They're quite good against these guys. So, yep, punching that guy right in the face. The old Mike Tyson hook right there. Tzeentch Army ability, this is a really good play by Housecat. Hadri's, is he trying to dodge it? It doesn't look like it. It's hard to dodge that anyways, but that's going to wreck these things pretty good. That Tzeentch Bombardment will do a lot of damage. You do see the Ikit Zap Zap Cannon getting wrecked. Clan Rats running away, and on the backside, the Skaven appear to have secured this flank. We did see the Tzeentch units coming in to try and pressure, but overall, the Wolf Rat mobility has been enough. And another Howling Warp Gale going down on that Chaos Lord. What a good tech, man. And probably making old Housecat feel as if he should, maybe bring a foot character next time or a Chaos Lord on foot or something. On the middle, Slinger's teeing off on these units, and did we get the flares? Yep, still causing a lot of havoc back here. Probably going to be leading these Pinks to crumbling. Housecat going to be pushing up with Capture Weight, just trying desperately to take some battlefield positioning back. Warp Lightning Cannon still very much online, shooting at the Chaos Lord, and looks like the Chaos Lord is back for round 2. Probably going to be another Howling Warp Gale here in a second. Has a very, very short cooldown, and it will be able to tie him down, and then he would get punched in the face pretty hard. But there are some Clan Rat Spears. They'll be able to defend and at least put some harassing damage here on the Chaos Lord. Objective Uno being defended by the Chad Storm Vermin, and the objective in the middle pretty firmly in the control of the Rats. There are a couple Zangors coming in, but there are Ogres as well as Storm Vermin here, and there's a Flare nearby as well. Doom Flayers are insanely good. A lot of land battle tournaments heavily restrict them. Granted, I don't know if they need to be restricted per se, but they do buff Skaven up a lot. Like, that is a big, big buff. Yeah, I use Village against Skaven. He's my go-to pick. Village is very, very good there. You just put him on an objective and, just cast big vortexes and, prosper. It's kind of like Sigvald in a way. Oh, is that what I think it is? Oh, the dreaded 13th spell. The Rats emerge from the depths, gnawing at the roots of the world. Instantly, the Zangors get obliterated by the dreaded 13 spell impact damage. I love that. That is the coolest shit ever. It's like one of the most flavorful spells. Warp Lightning Cannon still online too, going to be blasting away. And that is probably the end of the road here for old Housecat. I think Hadri's probably going to be taking the dub here. We do see the Centaurs absent from this game, so nothing to really chase down the Doom Flayers. Like I'm telling you, Centaurs of Tzeentch, I played this matchup a couple times, and the Centaurs of Tzeentch are really clutch. Excellent in diving, and they just do huge burst damage against the Flayers. You need them, otherwise the Flayers will just wreck you. And you're going to have a pretty bad time. Plus, they're faster than Flayers. Flayers have 72 speed, and Centaurs have 90 speed. Back objective soon going to be compromised. 1,000 points is coming up here for Hadri's as the dreaded 13 spell cackles in the distance. And up here, we do see a couple Zangors coming in. The Cultist is still around. There is going to be a Scorch ability going down from Hadri's, so squeezing value out wherever he can. Zangors here do get punished. Aside from that, looking around the battlefield, I don't see any way Housecat's going to come back. Hadri's has a massive value lead of almost 3,000. Just about 3,000, actually. And, yeah, Housecat is just so far behind. He barely has anything on the battlefield. I mean, the Tzeentch Lord is a good disruptor unit, but, man, losing him early on, that was just too much to bear. Too much to bear, indeed. Warp Lightning Cannon shooting at the Chaos Lord of Tzeentch. He's going to get caught in a Howling Warp Gale again. Most likely. Is it a Howling Warp Gale? No, it's actually a Death Frenzy. Okay, Death Frenzy going down. And the Horned Rat smiles on its champion tonight as the Lord of the Council, Hadri's, claims victory with the Skaven. Really cool. I love seeing Skaven victories. Skaven are not an easy faction to play. They're very good nowadays. After the Doomflayer buffs and some of the other Stormvermin buffs, Skaven are a pretty good mid-tier faction. Very solid. Maybe upper mid-tier even. But they're not easy, right? So that's a very impressive run there. And for Housecat, Housecat played great too. He kicked my butt tonight very, very hard. And on top of that, played a good game here, aside from his Lord getting sniped. Losing your Lord like that is just too disastrous, and that basically allowed the Grey Seer to do whatever it wanted. So that was it. All right, guys. GG, well played. If you guys enjoyed this stream, Please do drop a like on the way out. It helps keep the Total War engine going. Tomorrow we'll be back with a conquest battle, a video going, and yeah, we're gonna have all sorts of fun events coming up. Good stuff indeed. GG, well played. See you guys around. Take care of yourselves. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is gonna be it for today. Cheers.